Good evening, guys. Welcome. I'm about to bring in the guests and everybody for tonight's Asylum podcast. So bear with me to see if what they're. We'll bring them in from Discord now. I'll drag them over.
Well, as for two of them, I think. But,
so loud, so loud. Hang on.
They donated it. So
my audio levels are going to be wrong.
Oh.
Hello, everybody.
Check. Audio
I
check,
just realized Discord.
Check.
Two check.
Look at all the
Three check.
pretties.
There we
Is
go.
it live? Did everyone ever have one of those CD cleaners that when it played it said, is it live or is it Memorex? Just kept going around for about 2 minutes thinking, is it live or is it Memorex? No? What? Just me. It's like it was a CD and it had a little brush glued to it so that when it played a certain track, the lens would be underneath the brush and it would clean the lens of your CD player.
Is this really a conversation we're having on the podcast right now?
Yeah. What else is there to talk? You expect us to come here and talk about Star Citizen or something? Are you crazy?
Well, no, I'm just here to talk about Elite Dangerous.
Oh, fucking Elite Dangerous.
Language.
Why do you gotta mention
This is a PG-13 broadcast.
Language.
Language? That's right. You gotta watch out for those children. Actually, I had to kick someone out of my Discord recently because they admitted they were 11 years old. They
Oh
sound
my
like it too.
god.
It's. I have to remind
Wow.
people on Twitch. There's a minimum age on Twitch. Believe it or not.
Yeah, 13, I think it is, right?
Yep.
And then if you label your stream mature, then even more so. 'Cause-
Yes, even more so. Hey, I promised to grow old, not up.
Madness, you look really good today. What's changed?
That bike ride, I think.
I think nearly it did. Do you know what? Like, I'm not gonna lie. If anyone hasn't seen, I mean, you hear my voice, right? That is a combination of general sickness, and I pushed myself quite hard on the cycle ride that I did. If you haven't checked out my IRL stream, it's not the last stream, but the one before. Check it out. It's some good clips on there, especially the one with the guy who crashed his car into a police van.
Of all the places to crash. Oh, I didn't see you there, mate, with the great flashing lights and the big orange and yellow stripes all over you and everything.
In the middle of a massive square. Like, it's not like it was like even like it was like a really close environment. It was like literally there is nothing around him for about 200 meters. Generally, I don't know what he did to crash there, but it was just like, dude, that's so bad. I mean, anyway, so I mean, I'm laughing. It could have been the copper, but to be honest, the way that it was, like, anyway. So yes, you're right. The bike ride was fantastic. I will be doing. I have a goal. I've set myself a goal this year to try and lose about 10k in the next couple months in weight, so and get fit and healthy again, and then I'll start boozing again. Put it back on
I
again.
too need to lose some weight. I might start running.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
shaming us all into like having to do something. I think, to be honest, when I saw you doing that stream and you kept saying how long you were going, I was thinking you're going to be fucked because you weren't just riding it. You was pushing it to show off on stream. It's like I'm gonna burn up through it. I thought you're gonna be fucked by the end.
well, do you know what is? Do you know what it was? Language. Do you know what it was?
You're gonna be by the end
Do
of that.
you know what it was? Is like you forget. Like, you don't realize. I'm used to do that cycle to work every single day for months, right? Like literally 6-7 months I would do that every single day, and then I had a year off. But you get on the bike and you do the route as if you've never stopped doing it because you're so used to doing it. So you just cycle like you always do. You just think, well, I'm a bit tired. Or why am I so tired? You just push through. You just keep going. And the problem is like you say, like you don't realize until after I got off the bike. And then I was like, okay, I'm wobbling.
Your legs turned to rubber.
And I'm sore. And then like your body's just like, you've literally put us into a state of shock. So yeah, the next couple of days was tough, but I feel good. I mean, the other real reason that I look reasonably much better is because Moist Noodle, and for everyone else that's been kind of asking me on my Twitter when I tweeted out the camera setup I have these two new lights. Okay, now Moist is the guy. I have to give him the credit. He's the one I did say on my tweet. He's the guy that suggested these lights. Now these are proper cool kind of like camera studio lights, and for a lot of people who got like me, and if you're in a similar situation, you have a small space. You know, having big umbrella lights has always been a problem for me. I don't want to have it. I mean, I share a space with my lady, so having a massive lights and dominating thing, it's bad enough having the green screen, but you know, I mean, imagine setting up like those umbrella lights or those big huge boxes. It's just too big. Do you know what I mean? Whereas these things that he suggested are fantastic. I've got little clamps for them which I had to buy custom, and I got some spare DC cable, audio power cables, because they don't come. I can link it in chat if people want it. I can link the lights. If you haven't seen my Twitter, I'll link them in chat. But they're amazing. So if you're interested in streaming and you need a good setup for a small space, hit me up. Join my Discord, !Discord, and I can DM me.
I just got a couple light bulbs hanging from the ceiling with wax paper wrapped.
I can tell.
Hence the wax you go.
Like we got to make sure the fire department doesn't walk in here. Hanging from the electrical cord.
But I've got a desk lamp, and I've just literally got greaseproof paper and put an elastic band around it, so it's no better. And it's just like touching the lamp.
Yeah, and like I said, they're £30 each, and they have the wonderful
That's really
adjusters.
good for lights.
They've got you can adjust them, and you can bring the lights down and up, like 100% brightness, bring them down as well, which is great.
You can change the color of them.
You can change
as well.
You can change the color temperature. I've just got very, very cool, very cool.
So £30. How does the desk stay up if they're that heavy?
Oh my god! Is this
I'm sorry. We have to remind you that you're streaming with an American.
Oh my god!
We don't need a reminder. We know.
Honestly, I want to know what happened to humor when it crossed over the roof. It just died. It obviously something it didn't quite get across properly. I don't think humor got all the way over.
I think it was about the time the Lithuania sunk. About the time the Lithuanians sucked. That's about when humor was lost.
It might be that. Oh, that was actually what the Boston Tea Party was really about. It was all about humor.
I'm sorry,
we just had enough.
Yeah.
We were all like, "This is just. We can't take it anymore, guys. We can't. We're going to have to try and take over and bring humor back properly." And sadly, you guys won.
Unfortunately.
So yes, welcome everyone to the Asylum. If you've never been to the Asylum podcast, it's a group of myself and Miz started this this crazy show, this crazy gaming channel called the Asylum, where we do Star Citizen kind of a weekly kind of roundup and chat about what's going on in this crazy world of Star Citizen. But we also do other things. We play other games. We connect with other streamers and content creators. We also do Dungeons and Dragons on Friday and stuff, which Miz is the DM for, which is awesome. You should definitely check it out. It's a show called Stout and Sturdy. We'll do links and stuff at the end of the show. But if you come to the show, we're just going to chat about Star Citizen. If you want to, ! Question, I think it is. If you want to ask questions, we will read through your questions as we're going through the show. So don't feel like you have to wait till the end of the show. We're going to go through all the questions if they're relevant to what we're talking about. So if you want to talk about it, you can put it in brackets. And you can also put it in the doc. We'd rather you put it in the question form because it's easier for us to pick it up, because sometimes we can miss it in chat and stuff, and we don't want you to feel disappointed if you miss it. So definitely put it in that form. Otherwise, we're just going to start off with general chat about what we've been up to, as we just already started.
In terms of Stout and Sturdy, it's a great show, but even if you're not interested in Dungeons and Dragons, it's worth just watching to see Miz try to keep up all the different voices.
It's so good. Last week's show was the best week we've ever had in terms of, I think Miz like proper went into characters, and it was so much fun. Can you give us a demo, Miz, of one of your voices?
No. Seriously.
No pressure.
Come on, let's see it.
No pressure. Come on, baby. Let's get a voice. Can we do a voice? Can we do the drunken? What was the drunken Betty? Wasn't it Betty getting the drinks? What was it? What was her one?
Bess and Bert, wasn't it? But yeah.
Bess and Bert.
Now go check out. Again to actually remind myself.
It's on the Asylum podcast YouTube channel, right? Did you put it up yet?
It's going to be up soon because I had to do because Rilithus' one kept disconnecting. I've got to update that one. The episode 8 before that, and then episode 9. But they should be all up. Hopefully tomorrow I'm going to be doing that. So.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for the bits. For some reason, I don't understand why these bits keep hitting a sound. I've switched all my alert sounds for bits. For some reason,
that happened to me the other day though. Like when I was doing Stout City, that's what Rilithus kept saying. The alerts kept coming on, but I muted it in Streamlabs. It's not accepting it. So when Moist was checking out some subs, I think the alarms were going off every time.
I think it comes from the browser source as well. No.
Yeah, it comes
The
through,
alerts.
it goes through your broadcasting software. If you have the browser source in it, it'll pop through
Yeah,
that.
but if you go onto Streamlabs, you can mute all alerts, so it shouldn't send any alert noise out.
Yeah, you say that
in Streamlabs, but it's not working.
Yeah, that's what I
No,
was gonna
it's
say.
fine.
They probably
I
changed
love the
something.
bits. It's not too bad. It's just an audio bite. It's not, I don't think we're getting an animation. I don't think so. It's all good, baby. And she's got a cute voice anyway, so it's fine. But yeah, if you can keep the 1 bits for a minimum, that would be great.
If you guys can keep the donations to the channel
Down,
to Dole
just
Roar,
to
that'd
Dole.
be great. Just just don't give him any money anymore at all.
After
Just
the
use the
captain's
browser
table,
source,
I
it
don't
should-
think I can afford
should work,
to
man.
anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah. God, yeah, dude. You went nuts, man. Like,
I don't
honestly.
actually know how much
Okay,
I gave
Let's
because
let's
I couldn't
start off
see.
with that. Let's start off with Moist. Moist, how has your weekend been? How have you had a nice week spending money on the captain's
I
table?
was quite drunk, and I was in bed watching the captain's table on my TV, but watching chat on the app, and you can't see who the bit leaders are. And there were 2 other people challenging me, and I have this reputation, so I couldn't lose. And then on top of that, then Champion turns up as well.
Oh God,
So-
yeah. You two had a
Yeah.
little fight off, didn't you?
Well, to be fair, he was sub gifting, and I was just throwing bits. But there were a couple of other people who were throwing bits in
There
as
weren't
well. But
there weren't little bits though. You were throwing big bits.
well, I was doing 500 at a time.
Yeah. Big
Yeah,
bits.
but that's because there were 5 of them, I think, on the podcast, and for every 500 bits, they were drinking a shot.
They were drinking
So
a shot.
I was dropping like 500
man.
bits like every few seconds.
Yeah. So basically, everybody. I watched this. I caught this a little bit towards the end when I went to bed. Literally, everybody I think in chat was trying to get Paul banned from Twitch, breaking all the rules for drinking too much on stream. And I could see Paul's like, okay, I think we need to kind of like, and the guys are like, stop it, we can't take it. They're getting more and more wankered. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was funny.
But
To be fair, there hasn't been an awful lot to talk about this week, so I think a lot of the
what are you talking
podcasts
about?
have been a little bit.
There's loads to talk about this week.
Sorry,
There's
I'm
evil
sure you'll
body.
prove me wrong in the next couple of hours.
Oh yes, no, there's plenty of good topics to talk about this week. But yes,
But other than the captain's table, I had my Sunday ruined. I had to go into the office at 6:30 on a Sunday, traipsing in the snow to fix an IT issue that our paid IT couldn't fix, and I fixed it by right-clicking and running as administrator. There we go.
Oh wow.
And
Easiest fix.
on top of that, I'm gonna show this off now because it's amazing. The rum, because I want to start drinking my rum.
Yeah, check it
I have bought the coolest rum, right? And I bought this in preparation for Sea of Thieves. How amazing is this? And inside the box is the rum,
Nice
including a book full of tales all about rum, and also a wax sealed scroll, which I need to give a read. But
Some
yes.
straw to wipe your ass afterwards.
And some
Yeah.
straw
Or is
for
that
my
a
ass.
sick? Or is it becomes
And it
a
has
sick test afterwards? When you're sick, you can just be sick.
And it has the scroll. It has the story, so you can read your children a bedtime story.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Start them on the rum young, is what I say. My dad
so you
did,
don't
and it never
just
caused me a
punch.
problem.
You don't just punch the child unconscious after you finish drinking the bottle of rum. Isn't that kind of like? Isn't that normally?
Wow.
That's normally what happens, right? When you drink too much.
And
rum.
then you can
Oh,
make it up to
shut
him with
up.
a story.
But yes, Pirate's Grog. There we go. How was your week, Ms? Weekend thing?
What have we been up to? What have you been up to last
I
week?
don't know. What have I been up to? I can't remember. With D&D, I think was basically it. That's about it. On Friday, we had the D&D session, which was good fun, as you said. So I need to concentrate on getting that uploaded. Other than that, we didn't do any paint, prattle, and roll because I had other stuff to do. So I did look at tabletop simulation, things that we've been messing around a lot with. Like the prep work for D&D takes a hell of a lot of time. So that's been taking over quite a lot recently.
I can imagine you spend a lot of time in front of the mirror trying to practice those voices.
Oh yes, all the time. It's like, all the neighbours are just kind of looking at how many people have you got in that house. But no, so it'd been basically doing that and just getting ready for this podcast, I suppose, because we do some prep work, even though it doesn't look like it. And also, there was something else I was going to mention, and I can't remember. Yeah, exclamation mark Vulcan in chat. Courtesy of Mr. Moist Noodle, he has donated a Vulcan for a giveaway, so make sure you will enter that, get your points, and try and win
There's
that.
a little
and donate it
under
to me
2 weeks
afterwards.
left on that, I think.
2 weeks, is it?
2 weeks.
So just under.
On a Vulcan. Get in there, guys. Get in there.
And as always, I'll
like
do
you've
my
entered.
regular weekly shout out to Bridgerton Con. If you haven't gone and got your ticket yet, I think it's 19th. Today may be the last day to go and get yourself the gold ticket if it's still available.
That's the hotel
Which
room,
is
isn't
the
it?
ticket to
Yeah,
stay
it's a-
in the Radisson where the event is. Otherwise, just make sure you go and get your ticket anyway. That's in just about a month away now for Bridgerton Con. So you can find me and Moist Noodle there at least, which will be good fun. Mac and myself will be streaming there. Madness has just let us down, and so we just don't. Yeah. Somehow he seems to think that a pregnant wife that's almost dropping a child is more important than coming to BritismCon. I mean, priorities.
Yeah. No, I just, you got to forgive me, please. Ask for forgiveness. I thought with my penis, and I didn't think with my brain at the moment. I wasn't paying attention. So
Family planning, guys. Family planning.
I need some forgiveness from you guys. I hope you guys can forgive me. But I needed some action. Let's put it that way.
I just hope your child's not born around that date, because you're gonna have to stay behind every time now for its birthday.
Oh,
It's
that's right. It's
birthday. I can't remember. He is a boy, so it's his birthday.
It's a boy. It's a boy.
So I wasn't thinking then. Remember, you said
It's birthday.
second son. It's going to be called Madness Junior.
Name Maximus is the boy's. Will be his name when he's born, hopefully.
See, Madness, this is why you need to sleep with other people's wives. That way the children are someone else's problem.
Exactly. Thank you. Somebody who thinks like me.
So basically, what we're condoning so far, we've got pretty much child abuse. Then we've got
adultery.
Adultery. What else have we had? Have we got anything else? Come on, Moist, you can probably come up with something.
How dare you?
Have
What are you
a-
trying to say
have a-
about my... What are you trying to say about me?
I mean, we could work. I mean, we could work on this. We got an entire an hour and a half to go or something.
I give it 15 minutes.
By the way, I in no shape condone any of this behaviour. It's atrocious. No, so yeah, I can't go. But I will be doing. I've been chatting to Rythis and I carry on with a few other people. I'm just budgeting some funds to have some T-shirts for the Asylum and some goodies and stuff made up for Miz to take. So the next week or two, I'm going to send them over to you, Miz, in Wales, somewhere for you to take up with you. So
Well, somewhere. It's just
somewhere in
Since
the Dales.
Madness can't go
somewhere.
to BritismCon, then Madness is coming to
Wow.
CitizenCon with me and Miz, right?
When's that?
Right,
When's
we're
that?
gonna make it up.
October?
Is this the one in Austin?
Yes. I don't want to go on my own.
$1,700. I would love to come with you, but somebody wants to front me $1,700. Then yeah, I'll do it. But
Hang on, I'll start working on that.
Yes.
So
There we go.
Get your credit
There's
cards
one
out.
bit at
There's
a
your
time.
first
Donations.
one
knew
bit
that
at
yeah.
a time.
Sorry, I'll give you. Tell you what. I'll give you 17 bits. One,
There we
two,
go.
four,
What more
five,
do you
6,
need?
7, 8, 9, 10.
Wow.
And then another 5. I've lost count. That's cool.
Just bring on
You
the
can
bits.
almost
We'll
feel
make it
him in the
happen.
air already by that one. He's that close.
There we go.
Look at all the pretties, as Harley says when she shouldn't be saying this to me right now. Harley, you should be quiet, young lady. So I couldn't get that to work. Sorry, I could not get that to work for months, right, to get the bits audio to work. Now I get it to work, and I want it to shut the fuck up. It doesn't want to shut up.
Not
It's
now,
like
honey.
cruelly.
Not at a good time.
It's just classic. It's a woman. It's a classic woman. Anyway, so enough about me. HC, what have you been up to the last week, baby? What have you done? What have you been doing? That's the guess. What you been up to?
Oh, last week trying to mine. Hey, that mining is in Star Citizen because I'm digging deep for the fun. Let me tell you what. Star Marine's
Wow.
dead. Arena Command's dead. Racing works. Persistent universe. You can go. I'm sorry.
Hang on.
Sorry, but
Please tell me you spent all day thinking of that joke, right? And that it's not like
He
I'm
saved that
funny
a week just
sometimes.
for this podcast.
I've had an
Get my
entire
remote
week
going.
to think of that joke. Like last time I was on here, I did the Gray Cat one. I did the Cutlass one, the cute last one. We need new material every time we're on the Asylum podcast.
I knew Moist would do it. I was like, who's the first bastard to do it? I was like, somebody else trying to do it on stream. Somebody else take the emote, the 999 emote. But no, Moist goes in there. He's the first one. You bastard.
Of course, it's going to be me.
He had it before you even. I think he spammed it before you did.
Did he? Did he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Before you were
So
even
good.
streaming.
Before I was even streaming, you ledge. Sorry, anyway, HC. So yes, I agree with you. It is so tough for like I had to make we found some content today, and it was a really good stream today. But it was simple. It was very simple. Just
Content found you by people
On the
crashing in
land.
front of you.
Yeah.
yeah.
This week, however, you say you have to dig for the fun. I was able to complete my first mission since 3.0.1.
Yes. Yes, I've been able to do those too.
Just because everybody else has
it
stopped
took
playing
months.
and the servers are nice and smooth.
True.
Oh yeah, that's true. They get nice frame
True.
rates when nobody's there.
Because I mean, I think
No.
everyone's going. Do you know what?
No one
Everyone
can
keeps
suffer.
thinking. Do you know what? This is the thing. Is I think everyone needs to understand this, right? Everybody's been thinking that they've been doing behind the scenes improvements because the frames have been getting better.
Oh,
no,
no.
it's because nobody's playing it. So that's why the frames have got better. That's the reality, guys. That's the truth
Yes.
of it.
You,
That's the
you go
brutal
to
truth
the.
of it.
You go to the. I'm sorry. I'm dodging your question because there's really not much to talk about.
No,
this week for
you
me.
carry on.
Like, I've been doing clips and highlights, trying to work on government paperwork essentially. So a lot of the fun stuff I could be doing, the brakes have been pumped on that. We are doing a IRL meetup at the end of this month. We're
When-
planning that.
Certainly
Well, you
wouldn't be
know-
going to that with
you
these
know, you
government.
say-
What, a bar citizen?
No, more of a channel meetup than a bar citizen. Just people who are local watch my channel.
Oh,
That kind
okay.
of stuff.
Okay.
When you say
not-
government paperwork, are you a spy?
No.
So I mean, he's clipping all our slot and then he's sending
More-
it to the government.
No, more sexy than that. Taxes.
Ooh, everybody loves taxes.
So you
Everyone's
are
like,
a spy, but a spy
"Ooh."
for our taxes. We'll get messages soon saying that you haven't filled your tax reform in properly for like Twitch.
Pretty
you
much.
now owe HC Vertigo thousands of dollars.
But yeah, like you know, it's getting bad when you go to the what do they call that thing they send you in the email? Star Citizen does, and Disco
Newsletter?
Lando's like number 2 on the leaderboard.
He's good news about Disco Lando this week, everybody.
He
He's
wasn't
not
ill.
sick. It's allergies.
Oh, it's out. Really? I thought it was pneumonia.
No, it's allergies.
Mm.
That's not good news because it just means he'll moan more. It's
That's true.
can't shake these damn allergies. Like at least an illness goes away.
I swear he's getting some sort of substitution, like some backhanders for like medicine companies.
He's
to
actually he
advertise
works
his
for a pharmaceutical company.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm
Every now and
telling
then you
you.
just
I
see him go
swear.
out with a box or something. Like,
He was
Oh.
this week. He
Two
showed
headaches.
off his,
He did. He did. I'm telling
antihistamines.
you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's like literally a scene out of Wayne's World. It's like, oh, headache, take 2, and everything will go black and white. Take 2 of these. Oh, head. Down it. Oh god, honestly, brilliant. No, but it was. Do you know what? There was funny about the ATV. I don't know about you guys. I noticed this, and a few other people noticed this. One, Chris's hair looked like he didn't give a fuck, which I thought was really brilliant.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah, everybody's pointing that out.
that's like my hair every day.
How do you want your haircut? Fuck my shit up. That old meme.
I honestly, Chris and Sandy looked like they had just got it on before they went live on literally come straight out of the
think
bath.
about that.
And because they literally like she had like looked like she was wearing his jumper and like because his sweatshirt and stuff. It just looked like they were like there. She had they had this kind of little glow going on, and it was all like happy and looked
I
real
think they're a
cash.
cute couple.
And then yeah, they are cute. And then it went straight to disco. He was in a fucking suit and a tie with black, like looked like he was trying to be like John Wick style. And I was like, what's going on? Like normally he's like not like that at all. He's totally cash. And I was just, it blew my
He'd
mind.
probably just come from a job interview.
Yeah, I was going to say I probably had an interview
Confirmed.
before.
CIG going under.
Maybe that's true. So that was that. Yeah, you can tell I pay so much about attention to ATV. I'm just looking at what they're wearing rather than actually.
Yeah.
It was
Just
like
come
a
on and say, I
stream
didn't
of
actually
you
watch
going down
ATV.
to London Bar Citizen. All you were paying attention to were people's shoes.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. If I had a head cam, that would be literally. I'd be just like literally like looking at ass, tits, and shoes. That would be it. That would be my
In
job.
that order. Like it's on the way down. Yeah. You start at the top and you work down.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
it's
ass
true.
up here, the tits down here, and then the shoes.
It's just that's me in that.
No, what he's not saying is he's looking at old grannies, and that is the right order.
Honestly, for tits or
I need a
more than her
t-shirt.
ass.
We're gonna have to get a t-shirt made now. Ass, tits, and shoes.
I mean, if her tits are lower than her ass, you know, I don't know about that one.
Hang on. We've now offended all people as well. We haven't even got past. We've been 20 minutes in. We've offended this show. How to get Madness banned. Love it.
But we're on PG-13.
We are. Moist is trying to get PG-13 for the show, so good.
Trying.
Good
Not
luck, buddy.
working.
No, it's not going to work. Sorry, AC, we've kind of completely railroaded you then. But is anything
Did
else
we?
exciting
I'm
happened
sorry.
to you?
We're having fun, right?
Anything else happened? Anything other cool, exciting things happened?
Not
But you think
really.
about-
Got
Okay.
stream snipe a couple times.
Oh,
I like being stream sniped. Sounds silly. I find it funny because you
but
kind
you
of
can
go.
defend
"You got-"
yourself. As troglodytes can't do that.
No, you can't. You can't defend yourself against stream sniping generally because you're not prepared. If you're not prepared for it, I mean, it can catch you off guard. I mean,
Always be prepared.
it just can catch you off guard. Like I think somebody was stream sniped me today in a Raven. I think they were. They tried to. Yeah, I think they stream sniped me. It might not be, but they were just toying with me. I ended up getting on a dragonfly. I took off, managed to spawn my dragonfly, got on my dragonfly, and took off, and I started shooting him, and I was actually hitting him, and it was going quite well until he EMP'd me, and then dragonfly lost all kind of things, as it does, obviously, with EMP, and then it hit the ground, and then literally, it just spent the next minute or two, like, just constantly me just, like, spinning, gaining control, getting EMP'd again, spinning again, getting EMP'd again, and then eventually, like, it just crashed on the ground, like, kind of on the ground, laid there, and he just put me out of my misery, and I was like... Where's the fun in that? EMP is just like brutal.
When the game launches, I have a way to
hover.
combat stream sniping.
Okay.
Don't stream.
I'm not going to play the game. I'm going to be a narrator for other streams. Oh, Captain Richard is spinning the wheel. It's still spinning.
Would it be casting raffles?
Yeah.
How's that?
Well, you could just have everybody else's stream up, and then you do like in front of a video type thing, and then literally stream snipe for everybody else. So instead of everyone having to go to their streams, they just sit on your stream, and you go, right, we'll go over to camera number 2. Oh, and Captain Richard's over here. If you wish to kill him, you can find him, and we'll go to camera number 3.
I think the
quite
Daymar
fun.
Rally will actually be quite interesting if quite a few streamers enter, because it'll be really cool to see it from different perspectives, I think.
Right, let me bring up. I think I've got it here. So we got the Daymar. I'll bring up. If anyone here, if you guys,
We're going to talk about
I think-
Star Citizen now. Oh, nice.
Sorry.
No, because you
Sorry, we
talked
don't have
about
to.
the Daymar rally. So I'm just keying it up. We'll come back to it. We haven't.
Okay.
Have we just got? Oh, hang on. We've gone through everyone. Mrs. has spoken. Hate's spoken.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah, we're good. Let's
We'll
get
talk
into
about
this.
Star
Yeah,
Citizen
no,
It's all good.
We'll
We'll
go
do
into
some
Star
Star
Citizen.
Citizen.
Yeah,
We'll
do
do
Star
it.
Citizen. So Daymar rally. So let's bring this bad boy up. At one point, I have to trust that.
Let's get it
There
up.
we go.
Madness.
Let's get it up, baby.
Let's get it on.
Let's not get it up because nobody's in the stream. Da 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 da. We'll come back again. It's just me. For some reason, nobody's pictures are there.
Brilliant.
Wow.
We're back. Don't worry, everybody, this stream is
Only earlier on at the beginning of the stream we were saying how much preparation goes into these streams.
Yeah.
God
Don't
damn
worry, the
it.
stream is currently in Alpha 3.0, so it's part of it.
Alpha
3.1
is
is
going to be in
Coming out this
3.1.
month.
Oh,
Don't worry,
Madness has got his
we gotta-
concentration face on.
Shut up.
We got a roadmap.
Hang on.
Roadmap.
I need to figure out what's gone wrong here very
So-
quickly.
Moist Noodle, please tell me about the Daymar Rally.
So the Daymar Rally is a rally.
On Daymar.
And I
On
don't
Daymar.
on Daymar.
And
which
it
is
has vehicles. They're
Thank you.
round vehicles.
yeah. It takes
Cover
place
me.
Also
over a
called
certain
cover
period
me.
of time.
according to CIG.
And there's going to be a streamer. There's going to be streamer there hosting
yeah,
this rally.
multiple teams, one car, one ship, support ship. I know
There
that
you
much.
Are they
You
gonna have a
are
news
allowed to
van?
shoot after the first checkpoint.
You are or not?
You are,
Everybody's going to
yeah.
be driving
Violence is
a
allowed.
Cyclone. I'm assuming if somebody turns
I
up
think
Well-
there
to
is.
recap, then I'm an
There's
idiot.
3
This-
different groups.
this-
I think there's
Yeah, it's really
bikes.
different.
Although
Oh, really?
Dragonfly against the Nox isn't that fair, but anyway, bikes. Then I think there's like the Cyclones, and then I think there's the Ursas.
How is that? How is that fair? Because the Nox is just going to spend its entire time in the atmosphere.
No, wait.
To be fair, the Dragonfly does pretty much the same.
Yeah, but the first, I think I talked about the first time and last time I got into a Nox in the Evocati. No, it was the PTU, public PTU I was in, 3.0. I get on the thing, it spawns on its side, and then it launches me in the air and I hit the ground and blow up. I'm just like, okay, maybe the next patch.
The very first time I spawned my dragonfly, it was upside down. I got to land on it, it was literally upside down. I was like, oh, okay. I've obviously
Working as
last night
intended.
when I didn't realise.
Okay, so the Datemar Rally, we've got it here finally. 300 kilometers, 3 outposts. The rules are pretty simple. There are 3 divisions. So to answer your question, yeah, you've got. Did I say something wrong? Rally, race, rally.
No, I was saying there's 3 rules. You said the rules are simple. I'm saying race. That's
okay, sorry.
Just race.
I was like, did I say something wrong? So we've got the buggy is one of the divisions. The other one is the truck or the Ursa, and then the other one is the bike. So that would be a Dragonfly, a Nox, an X1. Now I agree with you, Moist. Like, how can that? I don't think that's going to work very well if they keep these vehicles being able to go into the atmosphere from ground. I find that really weird.
Because of the ray tracing.
Down.
No, it's well, it's not. It's like it's not quite. I mean, like, the ray tracing. I would proven that actually the ray tracing does make a difference if you are flying in higher FPS. Then the vehicles do run better, but they are still a fucking nightmare. They're not good. They're not good.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's not a question of they run better, but they're still not good, and they're not easy to fly. And the slightest bump here and there sends you all over the place. So
here's my question to you. I've watched a lot of podcasts and I've seen a lot of people discussing the Daymar Rally. Do you guys not think it's too early for competitions like this?
Yes and no. I mean, is there any reason not to do it? It's like to try and get practice, see how it runs. I suppose it's early if you were given proper competition and proper reward from it, which maybe it is. I don't know, but
I mean, we can. With me, you can roll the clock back to 263 with the SC4. They actually had Star Marine tournaments and Arena Commander tournaments for real money, and I think it was Angel of War, and Mighty Squad, and a couple other organizations that were involved in this back in 263, and I just thought it was ridiculous. Like, even 263, there was just so much stuff that could go wrong. Why take it serious? But if you want to make content, Daymar Rally, why not? See what happens. I mean, honestly, anything that goes wrong would probably be just good outtakes or good wackiness for a clip show.
I agree.
I think there's also an element where they want to get in there first so that they can set the, you know what I mean? So you set the precedent that you've done it rather than other people going, later on, that's a good idea. So, yeah.
I think as long as you go into it with the right attitude and the right expectation, then you probably have fun.
Let's face it, what could possibly go wrong?
Everything. I recently discovered how to warp through planets. That's fun.
For me, the way I look at it is the more
through planets or 2 planets?
Through planets, 2 planets. Yes, I should have said very ambiguous yes to that.
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, I personally am all for people just create. If you I honestly CIG should come to this webpage and just take some fucking notes on how to lay shit out. And to make things simple, no word of a lie. I know Star Citizen's a bit more complicated than just one event.
Where's the star map?
But I'm not gonna lie. It does exactly what it says.
Well, the very first banner, 300 kilometers, 3 outposts, 1 moon. You know what you got to do.
It's like, there you go. The rules, the spoils, the course, the finish line. And then it's the coverage and Twitch and some information about stuff and contributors and whatever else and it's I know it's simple, but I'm just being serious. CIG, come on, there's some real good. I knew within seconds exactly what was going on. So well done to whoever did this. I don't know if it was a preset layout or whatever, but it looks great. I'm really happy. I think you've done a great job with the webpage. It's one of the best web pages I've been to that's fan made and stuff. Really impressive.
Quote where it says I felt like I'd never finished. That's mine.
Yeah. Well, that bit there.
My bit I still haven't finished.
I did it today. I did the first part today. Not the full thing. I did the first part. I did the Shubin to Eager Flats, and I'm not lying. People were watching. I had to have the crew guys with me. I had two pilots and a dragonfly with me. And I mean, I must have crashed 4 or 5 times, badly crashed, and someone had to nudge me out. It's not only going to be easy. And then I tried it twice. Once in the dark, which was crazy hard, and then the other one was obviously in the daytime, which was much easier. But with easier, you go faster, which means you get more jammed on shit. So
we need bigger lights for the Cyclone.
What happens when it becomes nighttime and we're stuck out there? Can we have like pit stops and things like that?
I know. Well, this is it. I'm going to go full roleplay on this. I'm wearing the mask, the big glasses. Like, I'm going to like pretend like, you know, it's happening. It's going to be great fun. Like, get one of those pretend walkie-talkies. Kind of like reporting back to the team.
Fisher Price. Dad, I'm in the lead.
I'll get like a Toy Story one. It's a child's one. It'd be awesome fun.
Now here's the interesting thing. Like, not only does your character consume oxygen, and you'll have life support in your ships, but I'm suspect that CIG is going to make ground vehicles consume hydrogen fuel as well. Like, I suspect that's going to happen. Like the Nox, the Dragonfly, the Ursa Rover may have to get topped up on hydrogen, and
then you're going to have to get a bike that refuels the other bikes.
Yeah, you're going to have a little mini Starfarer.
We are literally going to get an AA van.
Oh my god, I love that.
Plods along next to it. That's what they said that the Vulcan's going to be. Well, we're going to have a little AA van for the ground vehicle.
Yes.
But here's the thing, right? It's already a thing and it's already competitive. I know CS Jester, CRP Jester was in my stream towards the end of the race, like keen to understand. Like, he was like, what time did you do? I did it in 26 minutes, whatever. That's the best time I've found so far. All giving it all the big beans. And I was just like, Jester, come on, buddy. Like, don't worry.
Big beans.
It's going down, man. Don't worry. This is my first attempt at it. But he was. I mean, it was quite impressive. Like, he said, like, literally, he had to have somebody flying above him, spotting, and like telling him exactly, like, you know, go left, go right, go left, go right, go. You know, I mean, like, all the way through.
That's cheating.
I was like, damn.
Can you shoot down his spotter then?
Well, that's exactly what I'm thinking with the railgun. Like, I'm going to get a couple people sitting out there ready to take him down, take out the spotter. So I'm like, let's do this.
You're going to have a spotter? We're going to blow your spotter up.
Right.
You know, what's it called? Wacky Races. The Asylum will be the Wacky Races version. We can destroy everybody else just so we can finish first.
Yeah. There's a throwback. Hanna-Barbera's Wacky Races.
Oh my god, it's going to be good. So we need to if anyone's a 3D artist and has like access to the Cyclone or any of the vehicles, can get like the stripped down version so we can put like textures on it, just like videos and pictures and stuff.
I started photoshopping one last night and I changed the white to dark grey, and I got to the point where I was starting to put the Asylum logo on it. I was like, oh fuck, this is way too much effort.
But I think I need to. I do have the ability to do it. I haven't installed the software, so I'm like, I would love to do it.
Hey, I got Microsoft Paint. You know, Moist Noodle's seen my work.
His paint skills are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Check his Twitter. He tweeted something last night. Amazing.
Oh, hang on. Someone find his Twitter and post it. Someone post it in chat so I can see this legendary paint skills. I feel like actual sarcasm is happening right now.
No, you want me to share this copy link? I go.
Please do.
Yeah, check it in. It's fine. It's all good. It's all fine.
There we go.
Let's check it out. Let's have a look. Hang on, Twitter. HC Vertigo.
You should see my other ones as well.
Wow.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Can I get closer? I think I don't even know what it is. Is that like a kind of a peanut? Okay, my ship. Yes. Do you know what it's got? It's got character. I'm feeling this has probably got better game. This is the game mechanics currently of the Reclaimer. This is what I'm experiencing right now.
The best bit of this whole scenario was he was about to start the third frame, and then the game crashed in the background when he wasn't even doing anything.
Star Citizen has stopped working.
I'm idling in like All-Star or something. You know what? I'm gonna make someone said to strip Moist. You tipped me. You're like, Vertigo strip. I'm like, well, give me 5 bits. So here, an MS Paint comic strip. That's what you get. And then the game crashed. I'm just like, I have my third frame.
I like that. Next time someone says strip.
My day in start. I mean, that does sum up your day in start citizens to a T.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to do. Right. Okay. So,
and I like Crayon is the MS Paint tool equivalent of Comic Sans, in my opinion.
I never even realized that was a thing in Paint. I never got off the main paintbrush.
Vertigo!
You should do a YouTube channel full of paint tutorials.
MS Paint has colours.
I can't sing the song, damn it.
But you know what though? I bet you'd be amazing with black and white though, right? Like you're like
Oh,
legend
yes.
with the the two tone.
Oh yeah. That's what
Wow.
they call me, Mr. Two Tone.
Mr. Two Tones.
I'm so lost what the hell we're
Wow.
talking about right
Well,
now.
it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're gonna move on. So so we have some. So again, so there was some quite interesting things, and I'm curious. Like I said, if anyone's got any questions, exclamation question, throw it in there. I don't know if is it open? Just better check it's fucking open
it's
before
open.
we take
It
it.
is open.
If anyone wants to throw a
Please.
question in, please chuck some questions at us because it's always good as we're going along. But you might not. You're just enjoying the show. We've got the LTI Phoenix. Now there's been some salt. Okay, there's been some salt.
Hang on.
And
I've got an emote for this.
And I've got an emote
no.
for some salt as well. So let's drop some salt emotes in. Boom! There was some salt on the community for the fact that they released just the skin version of an
community getting
existing ship.
salty.
I know. I don't know what's going on. It's so strange. They're never salty normally, but now they were getting salty because they were given an LTI token for what is effectively a skin for a limited ship. Okay, so I actually don't think I've got a link to the. Has anyone got a link to the actual Emerald, to the package, like the advertisement thing? Cause
I
don't
felt
think I've
sick
got one.
looking at it, so I didn't.
Yeah, I'm like,
I
it's,
felt
it's,
sick as well.
It's not pretty. What's up, Jester?
I thought it was an advert for Treebor Mints or something.
Right. Okay. So we've got the Phoenix Emerald Woes. Okay. Now this is. I agree with this person that we're talking about. He says, I find a few overpriced offerings, offered them at all 350, denied, blah, blah, blah. Then I find one asking, he basically tried to buy a VIP package and it was costing lots more money outside of. So basically what happened is people were buying lots of them, or I say maybe not lots of them, like, you don't want to buy lots, so you buy 4, say, and then selling them on the grey market to make profit. And so he was saying I don't know who I should be more put off by. The person who was obviously bought for limited ships in order to turn a profit, or CIG for allowing more than one limited ship to be purchased per account. And I was like, that's an interesting one. I didn't think about that one. And I was like, what do you guys think about that? Because that was like, should people, when it comes to limited ships, only be able to be limited per account to buy one? It's not going to solve the problem because effectively they could go and they'll just go, well, I'll open another account and then gift it to my main account, right?
Sorry,
But
those
then
were
they
a lot
can't
of words.
sell it
What
on.
did you say?
None of
Okay,
us
no
were listening
worries.
because we were too busy. Like,
Okay,
Moist was too busy
salting.
gifting salt.
So
No, I was
giving
listening.
Okay, so
Um,
No, I personally, I generally,
Limiting.
I did
Rare
not like the whole Patrick's Day. Who's Patrick?
St.
Patrick, why have you got a
Takes the
day?
steaks out of Ireland.
I just found it really corny. If
I thought it was really
anything.
weird. Like I did
Yeah,
say it in my
tacky.
Discord in terms of like, well, what about St George's Day and St David's
St.
Day? And
David's
everyone was like,
Day.
well, who are they? It's like, well, it's still an Irish thing. It's like, why has this come from all of a sudden?
It's
not done that
it's
south
more of an
any other
American
time.
thing. Celebrating St. Patty's Day over here.
Yeah,
Like
it's a big
we
American thing.
we go after it. Americans love having another day to drink. Like,
you don't get many
Thanksgiving,
holidays in
drink.
America.
Why
No,
do
we
you
have
do
tons-
what I do and drink every day?
You don't
Every
get
day.
many
We need-
holidays.
We need excuses so we don't look like slobs. St. Patty's Day, yeah, drink up.
Yeah. But I mean, let's be fair. A large part of America is made up of Irish people, so that is the thing. So it makes sense. But I agree with you. I agree. I mean, at the end of the day, the biggest studio is in the UK. So why isn't there a St George's Day? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and St David's Day, the Welsh celebrate that. Why should that be any different?
No, we
can all eat
don't.
tea cakes in space.
We don't. Not really.
How about-
We send our children to school in those silly little outfits, and then we forget all about it.
I know, but it's funny, and they wear their little leeks on their side. Yeah.
Where does it end? We'll have international. Next one will be International Women's Day, which will give us more Star Kitten versions of fucking spaceships.
Hey, no.
Like
Or
terrible-
nothing wrong with Star Kitten.
actual women in Star Citizen, International
I'm
Women's
just
Day. Calling it now.
Yeah.
They
International
patch in
Women's Day for Star Citizen.
Patch in women.
You know what? We should actually get 3.4 just in time for
Yeah.
the next International Women's Day. How interesting.
How
Clever
interesting.
marketing department.
Well done. Well planned.
Calling it now.
Everything will be pink. It'll be like, oh, so contrived. Let's just make everything pink. That's like literally the one thing like anyone does in like shoes. In my business in shoes, this is like,
Please
oh,
don't.
okay.
That makes me rage so much.
What should we do for the girls' colours? Oh, let's
Let's put some pink on it.
Let's put pink on it. And it's just like literally But the truth is, this is the truth, okay? The truth is, that is one of the biggest selling colorways is white pink. It's crazy, but it's true. Stereotypes exist for a reason. But back to the point. The point was that what happened was the guy was salty about the fact that with the Phoenix that it's a limited ship. And he was saying that, he wasn't sure if he was more annoyed with the fact that, say, for example, you, Moist, were able to buy... he wasn't sure if you annoyed about you making a profit off of these. Or, not you, you directly, but or more annoyed at CIG for enabling people to be able to buy more than one of these
there was somebody on
ship.
Reddit today. They pointed out that there was a particular eBay seller that was selling 4.
Yeah.
Which
CIG probably doesn't care. I mean, they're here to run a business, and
making money out of
product
it.
is how you move product. That's how you make money. And ships are, ships are product. Essentially, I almost threw up in my mouth just a little bit saying that, but
but this like, it's to be honest. Everyone that says, "Oh, we're back in the game," blah blah blah. But the truth is, you're back in the game, but you're also doing it for the pretty shiny ship that you're going to get to fly before everybody else. There's no.
I wouldn't say pretty shiny ship.
Limited availability, like little tiny custom doodads and geometry and different skins for your ship that you can't get any other way. I mean, I'm okay with that. Like, if it's not, doesn't change the game in any way, like, I'm okay. But like, people are being salty about being able to buy more than one limited edition ship. Okay. This goes back to like the scalping stuff for tickets for like live concerts that people complain about too. Same deal, in my mind. People are buying ships, then going up to the door the next day or whenever and saying, "Hey, 4 tickets for sale for this, I don't know, Shania Twain concert or whatever." I'm out of touch these days. I'm old.
I love Shania
I don't know what
Twain.
the kids are into these days.
I'm sure it's not Shania Twain though.
Backstreet's back, baby.
Yeah.
But no, it's whether it should be limited in the first place. It's whether it's limited by number or by when they're selling it. It's how many you're allowed to have. I mean, people buy them and then they're on buyback token. These so-called limited ships. I mean, I suppose they see it as kind of, if you imagine they've got like 1 million backers, just imagine, then that number of ships that they've sold is still very minimal compared to the amount of backers. So it would still be limited, but I don't know. I don't even think they know what they're doing with LTI anymore. No. Let's just give it away to everyone. You have LTI. You have LTI. No, you all have LTI.
I don't even care. Like, they've said that you could.
I think that's what they. Maybe that's what they. I think that's what they're trying to do now.
Yeah, they said if you purchase ships with real money, you can't lose them. You'll have to pay more to get them back if the insurance runs out. So what's the point? You have to work a little harder in the game, grind out some credits, for a week or so. And then
I'm glad that they clarified that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm glad they did too. But yeah, like they can also kind of like go back to World of Warcraft, where like certain items were untradeable, undroppable, and you're bound to your account, or like EverQuest had that in some items. Like you get this super powerful item, you farm for it, and then suddenly you can't have another one in your inventory. You can't trade it. You can't drop it. You can probably store it in the bank. I think some of these items could have been. But you will have the thing where you'll have people with alternate accounts. They'll buy, and then they'll trade from their alternate accounts. But that does slow down the process a little bit. And that's kind of what's with some of these limited edition ships is the gold rush. You have that little window where everyone's like, "Ooh, I want a limited edition green Constellation Phoenix in my buyback queue. I'm going to go over it," and they click on it, it's gone. All of it's gone.
Magic Mo literally just asked in chat, "Why do we even have limited ships?" It really is, I think, to just push those sales.
Yeah. It makes people rush in to buy it.
The truth is, that's the way it probably if they weren't operating on a backing system through ships, the reality is we would have this more as a fund as what I would say would be more of a natural way of funding the game is through the skins, through these cosmetic attachments and gizmos and gadgets or whatever to ships. I think that would be more of a natural, more obvious way of funding the game, which we were used to from previous games, but they've done it slightly different because the way they've built it, which is kind of weird.
And this is always something to bring up every time someone brings up the ship skins, and we have to make this distinction. When like the Renegade, the what was the Renegade, the Aegis Avenger Renegade, what was the Valiant and the Wildfire, and there was the 4th ship I can't remember. But when those ships came up for sale, the Comet, when those ships came up for sale, they were selling the price for those ships was the pledge price was the base ship. So you could still buy, like the Comet. You can still buy the Saber for that plus the cost of the skin. So it was essentially you were just buying the base ship plus the cost of the skin, and that's what because CIG hasn't figured out how to get skins to work well just yet. So that's how they get their skins in. You can still pledge for the Saber if you don't want to get the little extra for the skin, but there you go. If you want a special skin, just a little extra, get you a skin for the Saber Comet.
Yeah, but I agree with Matochi here. He says, I'm okay with limited ships as long as they are actually limited. The issue that they can re-release a ship at any time, like they have with the Yellow Jackets, that pisses me off. And I get that.
You think you're buying it because they're saying this is the last time for you to buy it. We're going to sell out, and that's it. It's limited, and then if you missed it, don't worry, you'll have another chance in another month when we have St. Patrick's Day sale, which is
they're not lying. It is limited, but it's just the way they phrase it. They don't make it sound like you won't have the opportunity to get them again.
I agree with that.
I think that's wrong.
But you know what? They've I think integrity and people being able to trust is essentially a marketable commodity too. And I think CIG has done a fairly good job of that because we haven't seen the body kits come back up for sale for the F7As. I've never seen those come
I think
back up.
I'd say a lot of people. I think the people who have those body kits would be pretty pissed off if those did come back out again.
I mean, I'd love to get one of those body kits because I'm an Anvil fanboy. Like, let me tell you what, a good portion of my fleet is Anvil ships. But yeah, you see someone flying around in a Super Hornet F7C-M with an F7A body kit on it. That's going to be a really rare ship in the Star Citizen Persistent universe because that's the only way to get that. Yeah, that is a unique configuration. For that ship.
I'm gonna go on eBay.
How do I get one?
Yeah, and I agree, and I agree completely with Matachi what he said, and I agree with what you guys are saying. Yeah, no, limited should be limited. It shouldn't be. It's limited until we say we can extend it. It's like no, that doesn't work for me. Figure out. It's not hard. It's not hard.
But I think Hachi's right as well in terms of the fact that have you noticed between the difference between the war bond ones and the non-war bonds? The ones that aren't paid with real cash get sold out so quick because that is literally everybody just buys it so they can have it as a buyback token. And they tried to limit that by doing once a token back every 3 months, which probably helped a little bit, but not really. People are still buying it and they're melting it.
And that's that whole system is kind of a mess right now.
It is a mess. It's a massive mess. They need to really, like I said, the sooner they get into ship buying and get away from this funding the game through crazy ass fucking like concepts. I know they won't, but I'm just in my head. It's like if they could get away from that and get to more of what I would consider like we're talking about skins and other things and other far better ways of making money.
One of my favorite things to buy for Elite Dangerous, sorry for bringing it up, is bobbleheads. Just give me friggin' bobbleheads in Star Citizen, and I will single-handedly fund the game's development for the rest of time.
I didn't understand why I didn't understand why the Phoenix Emerald Green, why that wasn't just a skin pack for like $15, and they could have sold so much more. People have been like, fuck it, I'll buy it for $15. It's just a skin pack, like you would get an Aurora or whatever, and then you could buy the Phoenix, and then if they want to sell the Phoenix, just put the Phoenix on for sale for a limited time. I don't even just put it on for sale next to it, and then you could go, I'll buy the skin pack and I'll buy the ship.
I reckon that their concern with just doing skin packs is they've said in ATVs in the past that essentially if you want a yellow jacket, you'll be able to make your own yellow jacket. So I think their concern is if they just do skins, then people will probably be pissed off in the future when they're able to make those skins themselves anyway.
Well, I don't know. I think they need to really start. Like, I feel it's a bit like oil companies that aren't kind of getting the reality that actually oil's running out. You know what I mean? It's the same kind of deal. I feel like it's the same thing as CIG. It's like you guys gotta fucking realize this shit is gonna have to stop at some point. You need to start transitioning hardcore to something else. And maybe they're testing it now with some of these things, but it's like you're gonna have to make the transition to.
You probably don't realize they've probably got like catalogs and catalogs of skins ready to go. As soon as they put that mechanic in the game, they're gonna sell the skins because you can earn this. Because you probably won't be able to earn the skins in game. You'll be able to earn the ships in game. But if you want the skin, go onto the store and buy the skin.
How would you guys feel? And this is a question for the chat as well. How would you guys feel about buying clothing for your character?
I'd be fine with it.
Fine with it.
Yeah.
Only if,
fine with it.
I'd only be fine with it if it's going to eventually be in game, because that's the problem with some of these other games that I'm playing, is that some of it's limited to the store only, and you think everything you think is decent. It's like, oh, I want that. It's like, no, you've got to go and pay real money for that. So I think it would be okay
As long as it was available to buy
help fund
in-game
it.
as well.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you wanna
I think
do
that
special cash-only clothing for characters for like social wear, or even like skins for your armor, I'm fine with that.
Cool.
Yeah, I think they should. I agree with the guys. I think it could be limited for a period of time, in the sense like it's on the store only for this. Like, you know, you have to buy it with money, but you couldn't. I think Guild Wars does a system where you can earn the currency to buy. Just takes you a long time.
Some gems.
You can earn, and then once you've got enough gems or whatever, then you can buy the item of clothing that was in the shop, and you can do it either through buying cash, or you can actually earn them by competing in tasks and stuff within the game, and it rewards you with that kind of like a gem, and it gives you a token or whatever. So
please,
so they can.
Let's not talk about gems and tokens, because the whole currency
I know.
thing has just made my
No, I
head
know.
explode.
No, I know.
Like, there were
I
so
know.
many different currencies.
I don't want to go into kind of like, I don't think it's the perfect solution, but I do recognize that, you know, there is some benefits of it. I mean, if you know, there's so much of that kind of system in place these days that, you know, Star Citizen's a big game. I want it to progress. I want them to have enough money. You know, I want them to get, you know, they're used to making 35 million a fucking quarter or whatever.
I do think
35
million. Live, we will see that. I think we'll
yeah.
see stuff that you can buy on the store,
20K
which
a day.
will be limited to that, but you can earn the currency in game. I think we will see that.
I'll start sweating when going back to the limited edition stuff. I'll start sweating a little bit when I start seeing some of this older stuff coming back up that was limited, that comes back up for resale. And it's just when you start seeing that stuff come up more and more, it's kind of like one of those, oh, okay, what's going on here? Maybe when we got to make that 34 million a quarter.
Well, the extension of the Vulcan for me was kind of like, oh, why are we making a ship for the first time? This is a concept ship that's now on sale for a month. That's a long time. We've never had a concept ship on for over a month, because it's like it's a lot of money. It's a lot of moolah, you know, 200 quid. And I think they're expecting the people that buy it the first time, maybe they are the ones that they're waiting for them to get the second paycheck to buy it another month at the end of the next month.
Well, I mean, that could be why. It depends if they carry on doing that with concept ships, but that could be a conscious decision to make it run longer, because people have moaned a lot saying, look, this is a limited concept ship, and I'm not paid until after that runs out. And so if you had it for a longer period of time, I can buy it. And people get paid at different times. So it could well be, you know, we'll see when more concepts come up.
I found when I was still working in retail, you know, they would drop these concept sales, and I would not have enough time to save money, you know, and it did genuinely feel quite unfair for people who, you know, aren't in decent jobs.
Yeah, so I think I'm not against that, and I don't think it's necessarily just for money grab. I think it's to help, because I had a lot of people moan saying, I just don't have the time to buy it right now, and I want to be out, you know, especially since it's a concept style, it's going to be limited before it all gets changed and becomes more expensive.
So moving on, in terms of just on the last thing about real money, really, it's 180 million they've made now for this game. They made 133k in 2 days.
And his yacht is looking fantastic because of it.
3.1 isn't even out yet.
Yes, I know. To me, I don't care.
I'll save my salt for the end on this one very quickly before we end this one. 180 million. That's great. You when your crowdfunding campaign doesn't have an end date.
Yeah,
it's just going to go up naturally. Yeah,
it's just going to go up.
I stopped paying attention to the funding, and you know what? I will not give SIG another $1 until they bring out another concept ship that I am interested in. Then they can have all the money.
Tomorrow, or a skin that you're interested in, or a piece of flair that you're interested in, or just a hairstyle that you're interested in.
Look, they've got my hairstyle, but Nikki,
not the colour.
Nikki, I know this isn't your job, but if you could speak to the people who do hair, can you try and get the two-tone black and blue implemented in? Because the hairstyles there, just not the colour.
You're so close, yet so far away.
So close, but so far.
Go on in, Madness. Throw the salt at us.
All right, so very simply, like, okay, so this is my thing is like the reality is the more money, everyone's like walks away. The more money the reality is there's no one putting anyone's feet to coals. I've said this before, and the truth of the matter is they never need to have any sort of real serious pressing matter other than what they personally put on themselves. Which I'm sure guys at CIG, I'm sure you do have your own kind of crazy deadlines. But the truth is, without us eventually saying no, we will not give you any more money. We will not fund this anymore until you actually deliver some fucking content that's actually working. You're giving us another reclaimer, giving us another big ass ship which does fuck all in the game. It's just a big ass ship you walk around in. It's not good enough. 3.01 buying Colin it's not good enough. You know,
first of all,
things.
I can haul now in that reclaimer rather than using a Starfarer, and secondly, I'm getting a Cyclone. Okay.
But it's like, you know, it's if we don't, eventually there's got to be a picket line and say, like, I'm just saying, like, this is a bit of this is one part of me. This is the other part of me that loves this game, and this is the bad part. This is the part that's very salty at times. And this part is saying right now, like, at what point do we say, like, you've got 200, you know, is it 200? Is it 220? Is it 250? Is it 260 mil? We say, we need the first fucking iteration of this game to be finished now, guys. We want to play this I want to play this shit. I want to tell my friends, Star Citizens, I not just want to keep telling this is potentially the best space goddamn game. I want to be playing it. I want to be enjoying it. I want to be getting my friends in on it. Because this is a fucking good game. You guys are building a great game. It's about fucking time we had a great game. The flight mechanics borked, fix them, get them working. I know you can do it. You already had them working before. I want to play this game madly good. There's so much, and I don't want any more of this delay shit. I don't want fucking bits missing again. I'm just so getting frustrated with, like, everything just gets delayed upon delayed upon delayed. It's like this year it's going to be 3.2 is the God patch. It's not going to be the God patch. We'll get two things, and half of that patch is going to be in 3.4, and half of it's going to be in the fucking, by the time we get to 4.0. It's just like, I'm sorry. I'm pissed. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off.
Yes.
I'm pissed off.
Just he's salty.
I agree and I disagree, and it's how I feel. I feel the same way as Madness. Like, I've had people come in to my stream, new people on Twitch, and they're like, "Hey, what's this game? A Star Citizen. Oh, should I get this game?" I'm like, first of all, it's not a game. It's a tech demo.
Yeah.
Second of all,
we're not allowed to say tech demo either. Apparently, it's not a tech demo.
But yeah, it's
Sorry, that was my little.
What else can we say about this? God,
it's alpha.
It's an alpha. I know. I consider it a tech demo. It's
that's what I kind of say. I get told off for saying it by CIG Sherman, but yeah, to me, it's like at the moment we're just playing different parts of the tech that's available at the moment. So it's kind of
whenever I have people come into my stream and they ask, "Should I play it?" I just say no, because most people can't handle it.
We can't. They can't. The thing is, they can. Sorry, they can't keep fucking saying it's a tech demo, and then every fucking patch that comes along with a major number, either 2.0 or 3.0, say this is now the foundation. Because that's what we fucking hear. This is the foundation to build on, and then all of a sudden we're already halfway through 3.0. It's just a fucking tech demo. Come on, it's either it's the foundation or it's a fucking tech demo. You can't just keep doing it because it's like, oh, we're late now, this is not working, oh my god, we haven't got this, we broken this, it's not working. Quick, don't worry, we'll blind everybody with a fucking concept sale every month, and we'll.
But there's still everything is a foundation. There's more than one foundation. There's not just one brick that builds this game. You can't just say this is a foundation brick. There's loads of different. There's loads of different parts to that. So,
but going back to this is what he said about the backer base. I think crowdfunding fatigue. Like the backer crowdfunding fatigue is going to happen. People are going to it's going to slowly happen. It's not going to be a line in the sand. It's just going to see I think CIG knows this. You're just going to see the money start tapering off every month, and then you're.
I think we're already there. Start seeing Champion just investing more and more in, but it's buying more and more ships.
But if it was really tapering off, they made 133 grand in 2 days by dropping an emerald fucking gold piece of shit. It's on the table. Yeah, they make 30. They make 20 grand a day. Currently, and on a low patch, like a period,
that was just patches
fuck off for a year. I know, but I'm just saying they make 20 grand a day and when there's not even when it's like we're in a bad patch, like when it's good.
But what's that compared to when they were selling more?
That's what I mean. Like, I mean, now they still make their quarter. I looked at the numbers. They are still making. They're not really dropped off. They're still making around 35 mil, 30, 32. Give or take a couple mil here. You know, he's a chump change. Give or take a couple mil. They're still making around 30 to 35 mil per kind of quarter period, with kind of like however they do it. They make bucks, man. This game is serious money. And the thing is, they would make more obviously if they sold the game. I think I worked out. I've done this before. We've done the math on this. They'd make about 50 mil if they sold the first edition of Star Citizen and the money that would kind of potentially generate. It's not including Squadron 42 and stuff like that. Which is just ballpark figures and stuff. But they'd make more money.
I have a theory that Star Citizen will not sell very many copies because chances are everybody who's interested in the game has already bought a copy. They already got it in Aurora.
I would still buy a box set.
You would? Okay.
If they made a box set, especially if it was like a 90s style like PC box set, I would buy it.
There's so much untapped people out there that don't know much about Star Citizen. It's a lot.
That's true.
A lot. Every time there's a major drop at like Gamescom or whatever, like you see on stream when you stream the number of new people that come in and go, what is this game? I've seen it on Gamescom or I've seen an event. There's always a stream of new people constantly coming into it. So I think the money they generate would be substantial still, especially from Squadron 42 as well. Which obviously, but anyway, I don't want to rant too much. I had to let that one out. Then I'm sorry. That was literally like a massive. I had to get that one.
I know. I agree. I disagree. There's some nuance to that a little bit, but yeah, mostly I agree with you. Like they really like when you say we need to see more, more snappiness to the releases. You're pretty much asking them to work longer hours.
Yeah, I respect that. I know they work really hard.
Have you played another game in this early in development that's earned that sort of money?
Well, there is none. This is it, right?
So
this
how
is the only
do you
game that's
know
made
how
anywhere
quick
near.
or how far along they should be? Because we haven't played a game that early in development, but that's that's earned that.
We haven't, yes, unless you've been a QA tester for a company.
Okay, here's my question. I have a question for you guys. Okay, so let's just say I know it's a hypothetical one, and this is a bit of bored, but let's just say if you had a choice between the amazing look of Star Citizen, the way it looks, and you could strip all that away and have all the game mechanics and everything running smoothly, higher FPS and everything running really well, what would you choose?
I was thinking about this yesterday. I was playing Hellion for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And playing that, I was looking at the graphics and thinking to myself, realistically, this is the sort of graphics we would have had if Star Citizen had lived up to its original goal.
Yeah.
And I'm not... I asked myself the question, would I have preferred to have these graphics or had the game out that we were originally aiming for? And I think realistically, I would have actually been happy with the original plan for Star Citizen, personally.
Now I have to look up Itachi over here in the stream chat. He's pointing to Sea of Thieves, I think, for graphics, but that's more of art style than graphics.
Yeah. I the same thing. It's like Borderlands, it's like I think of that as like an art style. It's got like a styling of its own. I mean, we'll ignore No Man's Sky, but it has a styling of its own. I don't mind the fact that the game looks visually stunning, but a part of me does feel like I feel that there was a lot of overreaching in the early days of once the money was flowing in. I think there was far too much like, oh my God, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And it was like, holy fuck, we've actually taken on too much. And I think it's kind of had a little bit of and this is maybe the reason why we're in a bit of a pile of poop at the moment with some of it. And we're kind of, this is what I said earlier on previous podcasts, is like, it's good that we are now hearing more kind of talk of like, no, we can't really do that right now. We're not going to be able to do that right now.
Yeah, we have had a few more now.
There was a lot of that I noticed. I got halfway through asking the devs, calling the devs, whatever it's called, today, and a lot of the answers, like up to that point, were I heard a lot of no's.
Yeah, and it was just plain and simple. No, that's not the plan. No, we're not doing it. Yeah. And I think that's it, because I agree. I've always thought that it's like having that much detail is excellent. Are we ready yet still for that? Because the amount of effort and resources that may take up, I think they've already said that they need to cut back on some of the explosions because the amount of it looks great with all the bits flying everywhere. However, that takes so much resources that now they've realized that they need to cut back on those so that the explosions don't take up so much resources. So I do think it's like, as much as it's lovely to be able to see some writing on a sticker tucked underneath a bed mattress that you're probably never going to look at, is it really needed? There's
not
lots of
really.
games where we play through it, and you don't need that level of detail. I know he wants it and everything else, and that's fine. And it's with.
Well,
Like
I
said, it's
remember
making Chris Roberts' game,
seeing
but-
an artist position advertised for SIG that I was considering like 2 years ago for designing brands, and I thought to myself, well, you know, and in the description they were on about like designing like food packaging and stuff like that. And I thought to myself, if I was a nobody who doesn't really care that much about Star Citizen and is just playing it as a game, I'm not going to give a fuck that I noticed that like a drink is made by the same company as like a packet of cornflakes. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's probably a
what's
little
the
too
point?
detailed for
It's-
the
yeah.
average player. But going
Pretty
back
much.
to like Sea of Thieves, I mean, I remember back in like it was like the early 2000s, late 90s. Everybody was always pushing graphics, more polys, more special effects on the screen. You know, Quake 3, that era. I was like, oh, look at these curves. Anti-aliasing was coming out. Everything was looking pretty. But I've really seen kind of a pushback recently against that. You know, photorealistic graphics are no longer like really super desirable anymore. In fact, I saw an article on the crowdfunding campaign for the new System Shock remake they're doing, and they went to the Unreal Engine and they made a demo, and everybody was super. Everyone just said it looked super generic. You know, they used the base Unreal assets, and photorealism essentially was Unreal 5, I think it was, or Unreal 4 they used.
Yeah,
And everybody was kind of like really they didn't like it too much, the look of it. And there's something to be said about having a good art style, a good defined art style, because Minecraft is popular. Sea of Thieves is fun. Borderlands was popular. I didn't enjoy Borderlands too much. I didn't like that loot kind of grinding gameplay, but you know, it's got a player base that follows it around. There's fun. What is it? Space Engineers. People love playing that game too.
Space Engineers.
I think a big
There's
part
loads
of it
of
was indie games. Essentially, a lot of indie games came out with more stylized graphics, and that was that really.
Yeah. And I always ask that to the J League guys. I always say that to them about stuff like in terms of like their armor and their clothing. And I'm always kind of like, what is Star Citizen's style? What's the style? That's always my challenge. And what is the, you know, if people kind of think of Star Citizen, what is its styling? Is it, you know, and I'm always curious what it is. I'm always curious what people's, you know, in chat, what do you guys think Star Citizen's
Well, it's going
style
for
is?
realism, isn't it?
Is it realism? You know, is
realism,
it like, is it hyper realistic
now,
space travel?
I got one thing I want to add to that. Now, when the Reclaimer came out, there was and I've said this before, Star Citizen has a problem with light. And when you go photorealistic, it means you're going to have natural lighting, natural shadows. And when I saw the first leaked shots from Evo for the Reclaimer, the same complaint of light and shadow I have with Star Citizen, especially when you see the Retaliator in game, your eyes slide off the ship. There's no definition. You have all this beautiful texture, but the Retaliator, you can take, and I did this. I took a screenshot of that leaked video of the Reclaimer landing. I took a chunk out of that Reclaimer somewhere on it, and I started pasting that chunk all over the picture. I started asking my chat, this chunk on this Reclaimer looks like it can go anywhere on this damn ship. And I think the Reclaimer especially just needs better highlights, just better definition in this texture.
Quick one, just to answer to we're talking earlier about performance and things falling off. Sherman says is now with the more newer damage model, we're able to get comparable visuals without maddening tedium for the build up.
Tedium for the
build out setup. I don't know what that means.
It was on about.
It sounds.
It was on about when I said they blow up into little bits, and he said,
"Yeah, that was it." Sorry.
It's not just for the performance. He's saying that you don't actually need to do it because they've designed the ships better, which I get that as well. Yeah. And I know they said that with the poly of the models that they've managed to use less polys for performance, but also to improve the look, still get the same aesthetics of it. So
Langdon says.
Oh, go.
Sorry, I just noticed Langdon said try it in VR, you'll beg for the fidelity that Chris Roberts is doing. I disagree, because you know what? I've been playing a lot of VR lately, and I've noticed it doesn't necessarily have to be a realistic looking game. I can get immersed in a game if it's a good game. You know?
This is it. Storytelling. Music is one of the key ones. I think I think in this Star Citizen, I think one of their best immersions for this game is their music. I think their music is fantastic. yeah, the way something looks definitely helps, like for the immersion. Don't get me wrong. I think it's one of the best games. I'll always say, like when I get up onto the Crusader and you look at everything, it's stunning. But my main point at the beginning of all of this is like, would you be willing to sacrifice a percentage of that right now, knowing that you'll get to that eventually, because they'll update the graphics, just so that we could get currently more shit to do in the game to really help improve the development of the game.
Personally,
The
no,
problem
I
with that-
just want them to develop the game in the way that it needs to be developed. So what they see as working the right way. We don't want them to waste resources doing something and then having to redo, which I know that's happened a few times.
That's kind of the nature of development, though. That's why we see a lot of sprints on things, because they're trying to work out how it works.
It's not about how much we can play the game now. It's like the early accesses and things like that. They're giving it to you so you can get in there early. And I know it's not the same. And don't hold me, this isn't early. I know that, but I'm just saying it's. For us, me personally, I just want them to develop the game. The fact that we can get to go on it now and play it. I remember right back from when you didn't even have a hangar and I was waiting for the hangar module to come out. I was just happy to fuck me, I can get in there and I can walk around my ship. Sorry about the language. You can get in there and walk around your ship, have a look at it. And to me, that was enough at that point. And it's just the more we played, and in some ways, it's how good the game is getting that's making this kind of shows that off, because the more we want to play it. So there must be an element of Star Citizen showing that how well it's progressed, that we're actually now saying this isn't good enough. We want the game to play. We want the game to. We don't want to just sit all of us around and say this looks pretty. So the game is coming together in that respect, because it wouldn't have that feeling.
Keep in mind that the people who build the ships are not the people who are working on the network code or the engine.
Yeah, no, I 100% know that.
Yeah.
No, well, I mean, we've had the conversation a few times. I think I was chatting with some other people as well, and again, I come from very much from the combat side of things, and I think we're very butthurt over the fact that the flight model has been so fucking ruined. You know what I mean? Like it's.
I don't understand.
And the thing is you go, why? Like, why is nobody like? Has anyone like? The only thing that I can think of was I was told was that in an offset, someone said item 2.0, which was supposed to be like the scalability and the best thing ever to happen since sliced bread in 3.0. Is actually the fucking root cause of it, because they didn't actually move everything over to item 2.0. They still got legacy parts that seem to be the hindrance. And it's like, so what's ended up happening? You've just had this Frankenstein of a monster that's happened on the flight model. And it's just like, and I know that, sorry, I know that this shit's not going to be fixed. I know this shit's not going to be fixed in the next patch.
But that's what they said on calling all devs as well, apart from the EMP. The reason that the EMPs are causing so much trouble is that the damage that they got moved over to for their 2.0 item port isn't been integrated properly yet, so it's actually doing shit ton of damage that it shouldn't be doing. Because of that, there's no resistance to it.
Can I tell my joke that I told?
Go tell your joke.
So people say people are asking me how what I'm doing in Star Citizen, and I tell them like, hey, mining's in. I have to really dig to find the fun.
Dig to find the fun.
But like the I know some ships with the EMP, especially if they get hit, those ships don't come up right after the EMP wears off. Even if you
there's that, and people have got like 15 ships. So guys, if anyone in chat, are you getting the same bug like the HUD thing, which gives you like I've got 20 sabers, and you have to guess which one is the actual saber that's yours, and you're like
I've seen quite a few streamers with that.
My Gladiuses.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, what the hell is this? And like I said, there's issues with HUDs not working properly. There's issues with I can't load my fucking guns on my ship. The wreck doesn't work properly. What the fuck is that going on with that? There's all of these things that were like they kind of work. The problem is the reason why I'm so butthurt over is like the fucking shit worked last patch. It worked for over 2 years. It worked for 2 years, and then like okay, some things can be broken, but the fact that I know
so much is broken.
That it's not going to be fixed, and I've heard I'm not one for like the rumors and the people that have been telling me shit like this shit's not going to be fixed again until like maybe 3.2, so we've got still another 3-4 months of like fucked up like there's the sticks. I think one of the things is they've kind of fixed it, but it's not working properly still, like ESP and stuff. So and they're like, if it's not working like right now or something, from what I understand, it's not going to be actually in. Like, I heard a few things. Like I said, like this is again, I'll keep it off record, but it's fucking true, okay? But it's off record. But like, if you are a combat person, like come back in another 3-4 months. If because it's just not going to be. If you liked it previously,
one of the biggest rubs for me was I'm a Marine. deep down in heart, I love the Battlefield series, and I don't know how they did it, but they managed to destroy Star Marine. Just the sticky foot bugs, the gun holstering.
Wait for it. We have a Star Marine person in chat, and from what they have been saying in other streamers' channels, I believe there are fixes coming in 3.1.
I'm hoping. I'm crossing my fingers. I'll believe it when it hits. Or until I hear the Evocati leaks.
Poor Nikki.
Yeah, Evocati
I'm
leaks.
sorry. I'm sorry.
They're all out
like
there. 2.6.3 for the win. Yeah, no.
I know.
So I'm butthurt over it, man. Like it's just
I'm butthurt too. I'm right there with you.
It's such a long time. It's so many. I'm watching so many of my flying buddies. Just like, where are they?
We can be
just
butthurt
barren
buddies
wasteland
together.
Barren wasteland.
Nice.
I'm like, do you know what? I mean, and I watched some videos. I got some old videos. Like, that's just how sad it's getting. I'm watching old videos of me doing dogfighting in the PU, and I'm just like, I remember those days.
I just
imagine white over there over the top, sad music in the background, and this.
Yeah.
We could bring out
the days when combat used to work.
Hang on.
Are you one?
Hang on. I'm gonna see if I can find a video. You carry on. I'll see if I can bring out an old school video.
I do. I have some on my YouTube channel. I got one of us Angels of the Warp doing pickup.
You sound like a couple of really old men now. You know, talking about the good old days of Star Citizen.
When there was just a hangar.
Oh, there he goes with his voices again. Nice one, Miz.
Remember when I remember when I had my Constellation in my hangar, and it looked like shit, but we were happy to look at it. It was all we had, and then they patched in Arena Commander. And that was all we had.
And then we had this
one. I gotta be careful because there's a few. There's one where I got like literally someone was trolling in chat. There's some serious troll shit going on. Gotta make sure I get the right one. Hang on. Here we go. Hang on. This is like. Let's see if I can dig it out. Hang on.
Yeah, Matt Sherman says a really good point in chat, and it's something that I have to keep reminding people of whenever you have a patch and you're implementing new features / mechanics. You got to expect the bugs with that. You know,
look at that.
That's kind of like
one
of my complaints is that I think 3.0 just had too much stuff in it. Just really.
To be honest, I was very when they said what they wanted as content for 3.0 because we got less than what they said they were going to do. I did think it was like asking for far too much all in one patch because we all know that adding a little thing breaks quite a lot. So the fact that they were adding so much stuff, I thought this sounds crazy to even want to try and release so much at once. I'm not sure why it wasn't broken into smaller sections. I mean, they must have had their reasons for it, but
yeah. I mean, they could have probably delivered planets by themselves with the 2.6 branch, but I don't know. I don't have access to that level of decision making at CIG. So,
but
when they are constantly walking a tightrope. On one hand, you got people saying, "Oh, well, give us stuff earlier, even if it's buggy, because we want to test it." And on the other hand, you got people complaining about bugs.
Yeah, as soon as they give it to you, I'd rather not have it. Like all these people that wanted these moons and planets to walk on, now you're all going, "I don't want it. I want 2.6 rank P. I don't want this." And it's like you all asked for planets as soon as possible. And now you've got them. You're moaning about it.
I'm trying to remember back in the early development. Sorry to cutting you off there, Madness, but
I was just going to say because after that video, I was just going to say one of the big things I think right now, like I said, they could fix if they could just get us to equip the weapons. Seriously, I think that would make a big difference. I think. You saw when I watched the videos back and I saw it wasn't like we were able to hit every time, but the hit we were actually getting registered hit damage with different weapons, and that was what was cool. We were still getting frames dropouts, we're still missing, but just give us the guns back, the ability to load the guns.
There's other players in this game other than combat pilots. Just saying.
I've done combat.
But that mechanic was in the game before. They had that working. They had it working.
No, but they changed it.
Yeah. They fucked it up. They didn't change it. They broke it. Anyone says they changed it.
Yeah, but they can't just go, let's leave this feature in because it's Madness is happy. Fuck all this item 2.0 and making ships better in the future. Madness is happy with the combat, so let's leave the ships as they are.
Not just me.
Not bother with this mechanic where you can change components. Let's not bother about individual things and power resources. Combat's working at the moment.
Yeah. So don't break it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't break it. Don't do anything.
In fact, let's just release Star Citizen it is. Well, let's
yeah,
go back to
263
You know
gold.
what?
Yeah, there you go.
Do you know what?
Star Citizen is gold.
2.6
It works. Madness is happy. In combat in around the fucking station. Boom! Push it out the door.
Do you know what? Like, if I could get hold of the 2.6 flight combat model and like actually make a game out of it, I reckon I could fucking do shit like that. And it would be
Star Madness.
Like Star Madness 2.6.3 Arena Commander, how it should be. Like the saddest thing, like you say, it's just me, dude. Like there's like some seriously.
I'm
cool,
not saying
like,
it's just you, but I'm saying
Templar 1, a Rogue Squadron. There's loads of like serious combat orcs who are some of the best. Who have got nothing to do now. And they're so sad.
Yeah, but like I said, it had to be broken to be made to be fixed because there's no way they could have changed the item system without breaking it.
It's just one of those things where they have to shovel everything out and then they shovel something new in there. Unfortunately, it takes time.
Because
that's the thing. It's so broken down. They can't change the code.
How it was.
But all this stuff came at once in one patch, and it was just like, ooh, man, and then nothing works.
And now they got to sift through it to try and fix it. And I'm just saying, like. I was one butthurt because it's taking a fucking shit long time on something that was like working before.
Want to buy a copy of 2.6.3?
It could be worse, Madness. You could be waiting an entire year for a patch.
Ooh, yeah. A great content drought.
It did that last year. I was happy.
Exactly.
I liked 2.6.3 to cuddle me.
At least we're seeing some content and some fixes. That's something.
Star Wars Galaxies and things like that have got like emulators. Can't we have like a 2.6.3 one? Someone hosts their own server with it.
They've had this discussion before, and from what I
willing
believe, they've said it would be far too complicated and waste way too much time.
No, I'm not about CIG. I'm about someone else doing.
Oh yes, of course, that would work well.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so I'm gonna move on because I feel like
thank you.
Let's move on to the next bit of salt about the Reclaimer.
Yeah, let's stop whining. Let's start talking.
He spent this entire time being salty just so he can try and sell those 9.99 subs. That's all it is.
Shut up!
Yeah,
How did you know this? Damn it! You totally didn't understand that. Trying to get funding. It's trying to fund this shit. So we've got a question from Asnog, if you haven't already asked it. Possible question for your podcast. He says, should charging your EMP and approaching a ship be considered a hostile action, and thus let the ship you approach fire on you without getting an outlaw hit?
He's basically sent us a load of questions about pirating and things like that because it's Pirate Week. That's
a damn good question. It's a bit like approaching somebody with your gun drawn, really, isn't it? In the face, pointing like literally in the face and going. I think. Should you be allowed to shoot them though? I don't know about that, but
well, why not?
It's a good question though.
Flaring up a weapon, aren't you? Which is
a lot of that comes down to intent. But I think charging up an EMP should be considered a somewhat hostile act.
But the problem is, I mean, I agree. I think it's like you're on about like if you was around say Port Olisar and you get flagged up for criminal damage type of thing. It's that, isn't it? Because you're charging up something that can damage someone. And it's a weapon. It's something that you're going to be using against somebody. But then you could potentially shoot your guns around Port Olisar and not hit anything, and therefore not.
Generally, I think if you bring your weapons online, that's normally a sign.
Well, that's in Star Trek, isn't it? Weapons online in Star Trek. That's what happens. Shields up, shields up, weapons on. They're jamming our signal. They're jamming us. Oh, there's something a bit dodgy going on here. Let's take them out. That's a good one.
But yeah, I think it should be flagged up. You should be able to shoot them because they're not going to be able to just say, "Oh, actually, no, I won't use it."
I know they're going to start switching off the armistice zones. I've heard rumors of that.
Oh hell yeah! I am so excited about that.
You're still going to have like a bubble around like most of the stations where stop right. I can't wait for the advocacy to pull up to me and say, "Stop right there, criminal scum." You're charging your EMP scum. Inside the Jarl's.
We see what you're doing. We see what you're doing.
This is getting ready. That's like roll for stealth. Quick. Shit, I got a 1 again. Automatic fail.
Automatic fail, yeah.
God, yeah. No, I completely I'm all for combat. So for me, honestly, like in truth, if someone rolls up and starts charging that fucking EMP, I'm gonna have 2 torpedoes, whatever it takes, locked on them and fire everything at it to get rid of it immediately.
Fuck waiting As soon as
Yeah,
I see
no
that
way,
ship
yeah.
drop out of quantum, that motherfucker
It's going down. Yeah,
I swear I saw your finger over that EMP button.
Yeah.
Right, you're dead.
Literally. Like, yeah, I'll be like, the fact that he's in an EMP vehicle should be cause enough, personally, to take him out, because the only people that realistically fly those things are either people that won it at CitizenCon or people who really, really want
Got too
have
much
no
money.
idea,
That's actually
no idea what they've
to know.
That's
or
actually
who
a really,
are
really,
griefers.
really good point,
Actually-
because a game that we love talking about a lot on this podcast, EVE Online. If
yes.
you were in nullsec and you saw an interceptor, you were pretty fucking sure that there was a fleet a few minutes behind it. You know, so if you saw an interceptor, well, if you didn't have backup, you would get out of there if they didn't intercept you straight
I
away.
actually have,
You know,
I have a good story about that. I actually wasted one of my viewers. I wasted one of my viewers' Titans on stream because I thought it was a warlock. He was sitting at like Shubin Mining. Oh, it was Trampmeyer Mining on
need
Selen. I come
markers.
down to my constellation. I lock onto it, and it's like it's an Avenger. And I'm just like, that motherfucker's going down. I light him up, and in my stream chat, I start seeing, why'd you blow my ship up?
It's like,
get wrecked.
I usually I do white. I do. Thing is though, but you can't. You're absolutely right. I could never tell. Like I was never. It was actually quite a weapon. And still is the weapon of the Avenger EMP version, because you can't. There's no signal indicator. There's nothing until it goes. Woo, starts giving you the glow.
Sparks like the four effects
nothing.
come on it.
And to respond to Jester in chat, like it's nice if the targeting software would tell me it's a warlock, but usually just says Cutlass Black, like Pirate Cutlass Black or something, or a
And you know what, that's
constellation underneath it.
I find it really hard to switch. Like before, I mean, again, this is, I find it a lot easier to kind of like register ships coming in and around me. Now it's like I'm like, okay, because they change the key bindings every other week whenever they change their socks.
Yes.
But it's like I'm like, okay, so is it J K R or it's R T Y, and I'm like trying to scroll through, and yeah, it's not as easy as it used to be. But that's just because of key bindings, I think. But if anyone else is finding it a bit tricky, like being able to choose ships and figure out ships, I would be interested to know. Next question is also raise the queue from the option. Do you want to read that, Miz? Because my voice is going.
It's basically saying the other thing that, again, towards the version of like pirating and things like that, is if people keep approaching you, so the same similar with the EMP, like in a hostile manner, is should there be a way of like warning those people to stop coming towards you in such a hostile way because you don't like it, and he kind of links it with the fact that if you're in a pirate organization, for example, and you use someone that's not got pirate rep, what's to stop them like sitting there and like hassling you without actually hitting you, and also like so when I used to play Jumpgate, let's put another game in there while we're at it. When I used to play Jumpgate, people would camp actual jump points and demand ransom from you. So they were basically pirate without necessarily being flagged as pirate. So how are they going to counter that in the game in terms of, because you've got the UE safe place, what's to stop like a few ships going around you and then demanding money off you, and if you don't pay, another fleet comes in, you're using like innocent people to pirate for you without any consequence.
You mean it's like you kind of like if you just like create like a block
yeah, you kind of block people.
You're not doing anything illegal. You're just blocking them you're just legally putting all your ships.
And there's no way you can kind of get away if this thing's sort of blocking you. Because you're practically doing criminal activity without.
Basically, you'd have to commit a hostile act on the people blocking you to get past them.
And then you would be in trouble because you'd be like ramming their shit, which is what tends to happen sometimes. It's like when I'm Public Enemy. When I was previously in the best patch of the game so far, 2.6.3, when I was previously Public Enemy on that one and I got a lift to Port Olisar, I would get like, people would see the Public Enemy and they'd try and kill me, but they couldn't because it was armistice zone. So they'd bump me with their ship and then they would get they'd get criminal status, and then the local police would then attack them, which was quite funny to watch.
You know how I'm a Care Bear? I was the Public Enemy this week. I became the Public Enemy by falling over in Dan's ship.
Wow.
How?
I don't know. I fell over and then became the Public Enemy.
Man. You are a bad man.
I am. I'm badass.
bleeding all over his ship. That's what caused it. It's just like, that's it. Public enemy status.
You know how long it's going to take to get the blood of innocence out of my ship? I'm going to have to forward you the cleaning bill.
God damn it. He's getting a crime.
I got it once by just face planting on one of them. I literally just went to the front of a ship and it just killed me over the front of it, and then I got criminal status for it as well. Thanks.
I get.
Oh, there's Dan in chat. Hello, Dan.
if I'm the thing that's interesting is that like I can grieve people by getting onto their ship and give them the crime stat that I've inherited. That's the best bit that I love. It's like I can be 5 red, I get onto their ship, they take off from Olisar, they've immediately, every single person I believe on that ship has suddenly inherited my crime stat. It's like a virus.
Well, that's what happened when you jumped onto the police ship.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And except they're shooting at the ship because they recognise there is
a
dangerous, hostile person on board this ship, so they're trying to take down the ship. They're just trying to kill whoever's on board, which is me, and they don't give a shit about anybody else. It's like, yeah, it's quite it's a good question. They're going to have to work out, and that's why we need to have free ships in game for everybody to test.
Do you think we should be able to warn people to get back? You know, should there be? I think someone said it in chat. Was it Kalex or something? Said about should there be like a minimum distance between ships so that you can't do that blocking in, and if someone encroaches on that, you could then report them, or
they could literally have no loitering in this area.
Yeah, but some people could still do it even around if you were like in a mining, like you're mining an asteroid, and then they come and surround you and block you without being a pirate.
I think there's some things that we're just going to have to try and police ourselves as a community. Do you know what I mean? Certain behaviour you may have to just say, you'll get a rep at the end of the day.
Saying he wants to kill everybody.
So no, what I'm saying is that effectively, you know, there are people who like in the game who play as the police. They're like, I think it was GTC Guardian. His whole idea is he wants to play as a kind of a policeman type of character in the verse.
They're going to be made a criminal.
No, well, maybe then
that's
they
the
could
point.
Like,
they'll be made a criminal from.
So answered. So maybe there's a way like CIG could kind of create like temporary kind of like advocacy to players that want to play like and get to a certain rank. You could become like a police person. Like we've got the Cutlass police vehicle, so in theory you might then be able to get like special privileges. But if you abuse it, obviously you lose the you can't abuse.
I do kind of like that idea.
In-game specters, you know? Why not?
Yeah,
just do whatever you want.
Well, maybe it could be linked with the mechanic then. So if you said, look, this person's too close or they're blocking me, you can report them, and then it might be a way to, if they stay that close for too long, it then flags them up as a criminal type of thing. Possible.
Or you could just, find some way to push ships away from your ship. Or something like that.
Like a bumper car, kind of like it creates like a magnetic field that kind of like can go straight
just
through
expand
all
the shields,
send everyone going everywhere, like all the ships go everywhere. That would be quite cool, like a ramming thing. No, they'll find a way, but it's an interesting point. There's definitely going to be cases like people like when you're at Olisar now and you want to use the HUD to spam your ship, and you as a person, if you really are in a vindictive move, can go and stand right next to them and kind of just shuffle and keep bumping into them and like knock them out of the way of the HUD display and stuff.
Done that before.
You know, there's that kind of like, I mean, I've had it done to me and I've done it to other people, so it's kind of one of those things you do. Right, that's a good one. Next question: should you get flagged as a pirate? If you do it only out of, is this the same question, Miz? Is this about the same thing?
It's a similar question. It's so if you're doing stuff that's pirating, that's just like robbing people, blowing them up, and you're not in monitored space, should you be flagged as a pirate or not? Because you're still pirating.
I think it should come down to your reputation. It's something that EVE Online doesn't do perfectly, but I think it does okay. You know, if you start attacking people, then your reputation goes down, and once you go under a certain level and the severity, I think, of what you've done, then you won't be welcome in that space anymore. And going back to the whole police thing, I really like the idea of actually having a mechanic where people who want to be police can like work their way up through the reputation, and once they hit a certain level, they have a certain not level of power, but they're able to do certain things.
Like, because currently it works like if there's comrades in the line, then they know that you're doing something bad. But didn't they say something like you're still? I don't know. Is that how it works now? So if it's off, you get away with it, but it should be that you're still flagged as a pirate, but it doesn't get transmitted to everybody where you are, I suppose.
Something like that.
We were just speaking about you, ATC Guardian. We were just chatting about you, about police and trying to sort of understand the situation, which is kind of appropriate. It's like, Your ears must have been burning.
I mentioned Lieutenant Dan. He turns up. ATC Guardian we talk about. He turns up. Something's going on here.
Chris
we didn't do nothing wrong.
Chris Roberts, Sandy Gardner. Chris Roberts, Sandy Gardner. Anyone? Any takers? No, sadly no.
So yeah, I think it's just a case of there's basically, I suppose, what he's kind of hinting at is interesting concepts of pirating, because obviously we're going to be getting pirating in the game, and it's how you kind of stop people pirating and exploiting that. Because you can pirate as an innocent or doing things to troll people to not get monitored, but the things you're doing is still pirate behavior, I suppose.
I mean, we're always going to have problems that every MMO I know of has people gaming the system. It's just your system. People are going to try to find a way to game it and use it, leverage it against the player base. There's always going to be that group of people. So there definitely needs to be consideration for the player behind the keyboard and their reputation, and allowing people some leeway in that regard to deal with people they need to deal with without
Actually, it's
being
one of
punished
the,
too harshly by the game.
One of the things that is really, really brutal, and they've done terribly in Elite Dangerous, is you could be sat in a asteroid field, just hunting rats, hunting pirates. If you accidentally land 1 or 2 shots on a civilian or a police ship, everybody will come after you. And it's ridiculous. There's just no leeway there.
Like I said, I think if we actually I think the big way to answer this question, I really do feel is to put more of the, not control is the wrong word, but just give us more of, like I said, give us that ability
agency
to police ourselves to a degree within the game. Have a little police force in the game.
I guess that's what he's asking. What mechanics should be in there to help us? I'm not necessarily saying UAE should come along and kill them, but it must be a way. You need ways to flag these people that are pirating so that you can self-police. So we've got the own missions and things like that. You need a way to be able to do that. So there needs to be some form of mechanic. Yeah, because otherwise I
would be happy with something like, say we have ATC Guardian rocks up and he sees a potential criminal who has a negative rating and they're sat there with their EMP armed. He should be able to contact the local constabulary and say, am I okay to engage this person? And that NPC comes back to ATC and says, we've checked their history, you're clear to engage. Just something like that.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah.
That's kind of how it works in real life.
The player will always have the ability to have a reputation on any other player in the game. Forums exist, Reddit exists, Discord exists, TeamSpeak. You'll have the dedicated player base keeping tabs on other players, essentially, word of mouth kind of stuff. Yeah. But we do need an in-game way to let those who are not that deep in the game to know that the person you are taking this contract from loves to, use the distress beacon function to set traps for unaware players. That's going to happen. The distress beacon function, you're going to show up to pick somebody up, and you're going to be the one going to Pound Town.
Yeah, of course. And I think most people, if you actually consider, I will be considering every single beacon as a trap first. Mm-hmm. That's how I'll be treating every beacon. I'll be going knowingly that I'm more than likely going to get shot at by somebody. It's already happened to me previously. You shouldn't have to
show up and nobody's shooting, but you can tell obviously it's a trap now. But if you shoot first, if the game punishes you too hard, even though it's a trap, then like Elite Dangerous says it, everybody comes for you. All the NPCs are coming for you now just because you decide to put a shot up across their bow.
Yeah, this is the thing. That's again. It comes back to that, the AI, how smart the AI is going to be. Do you know what I mean? It's they can only do so much. Humans are generally, we can kind of understand the grey areas a bit more, whereas the computer, it's just like I say, I'm on board someone's ship, so therefore everybody's a crime stat, and so it's going to kill the ship to get to me. It's just literally a Terminator. It's literally a Terminator Skynet mindset.
Destroy this planet until you die.
Quite literally a Terminator mindset.
Unless you're at Port Olisar and you just happen to be in that blind spot where none of the guns can actually hit you. Right next to the landing pad.
The literally on top of the landing pad, the turrets can't hit you. Thank God, because I've spawned at Port Olisar with crime stat. Managed to, yeah. Imagine if you're actually getting shot. While you're getting
Like,
your
I think
constellation.
the computer. Do you know when people do that, and when I do that, I always think that the AI is like getting really salty, like sat inside all the time, getting really angry. God damn it, he's gone behind that place again. Tessa is like sat there getting really angry. Like I was trying to kill him, and he's gone behind. Like, oh, never mind. This makes me laugh.
Oh, man.
So yeah, no, piracy is gonna be it's some pretty cool stuff. We have some pictures. Hang on. We'll do whilst we'll discuss ATV whilst we're in chat and everyone's here. So let's just go for it. Here we go. Let's go to the big baddie daddy thing, which was the Reclaimer.
You know the crazy
In
thing? The
ATV.
Reclaimer is the ship that got me into Star Citizen, and it's not even the thing I was excited for in ATV.
That Cyclone,
Not
damn.
even.
It was Cyclone,
What?
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
But I think it comes down
yeah.
to because we're not getting the mechanics.
Yeah.
for the
Oh, I had
Cyclone,
I
yeah.
had
Exactly.
an amazing
Exactly.
rant on ATV
Exactly.
about the racing ship. They were talking about how we had all these
Piss
fun
stains on the
ideas for the fucking racing Cyclone. We are gonna put a jet engine on the back of the fucking thing, and I cut away to
Yeah.
a YouTube video of them racing those fucking jet engine dragsters, and I'm like,
Yeah.
CIG is allergic to fun. They were like, this
I know.
this fucking Cyclone is too fast. We need to dial it back.
I know.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, I agree with you. Do you know what?
What
I
about-
completely agree. I want more fun. That's what I'm saying. This is what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
but
When I
wait
say
until
things like
Drake bring out a ground vehicle.
Oh my god.
it'll fall
Can you
apart,
imagine? Like the
and you won't be able to
Buccaneer
get
on
out
the
of
ground.
it.
Oh, they had a dragonfly. That's a wheeled
You won't be
vehicle.
able to get
you're
out
saying.
of it. A wheeled Drake vehicle. Yeah, we got the Drake. Obviously the Dragonfly moist, right?
Yeah.
I think whenever I think of like wheeled Drake vehicles, I'm just thinking Mad Max, pretty much. In my
Yeah,
head.
I think that's what most people kind of want.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying for ages. I want like.
I just
that
wanted a.
Mad
I just
Max.
wanted
But
a
the
fucking
Cyclone
rocket
is getting there.
dragster. I
The
wanted a
Cyclone is
rocket-
kinda getting
rocket dragger Cyclone.
Yeah, and I want a skin. Just give me a kind of a crazy skin, and like I agree with you. I want give me the ability to stick two fucking massive jet engines on the
I
and
thought you
send
said two
this
skulls
puppy.
on the two
Oh, that as well,
vandal
two
heads
skulls.
on spikes on either
Yes.
side.
Yeah, skulls for the skull
Yeah,
throne.
I want to have you get two cyclones and kind of like mash them together.
Marry them
To
together.
create and then put huge wheels on it, like massive wheels, and then have crazy flame. Some guy playing the guitar with a flame on the back, and just driving around. That would be sick. With huge flags, with huge flags sticking out the back of it to catch
what's his
radio
name?
signals.
That,
Be like, here's madness again. With a grin on the front. Just can you imagine?
what's that
It's
American
it's fun.
TV presenter who collects cars? What's his name?
Jay Leno.
Jay Leno. Do you know about his jet-powered motorbike?
Yeah. I know all about Jay Leno's
Right,
cars.
so he
I'm
pulled
a
up
car
at
nut.
traffic lights one day, right, and a car pulled up immediately behind him. So he pulled forward slightly, not wanting to burn the hood / bonnet, and the car pulled forward again. So he moved forward, and then the car pulled forward again. In the end, he just sat there and watched the hood of the car just slowly bubble away. That's what I want from Drake, please.
It's just falling apart.
So you can see at the back of
Big
Martian
flames.
cookie marshmallows as he turned the engine on.
Yeah.
So, actually, whilst we were talking about everything other than the Reclaimer, so let's go back to the Reclaimer whilst we've got it going on. Okay, so the interior
Yes.
of the Reclaimer is glorious.
Can we talk about the
like,
exterior first? Can we just get
Okay.
the salt out the way?
All right, all right.
Hang on,
We'll
we
talk
need
about the
hang
nice
on.
stuff.
I
All right,
paste
so-
this into chat. There we go.
outside?
Yeah. So some people have brought up the discussion that when they were talking about the Reclaimer, no one is going to get a brand new looking Reclaimer. It's going to come pre-mashed the fuck up.
You pre-warned,
Yeah,
jeans.
pre-worn, which a lot of people are moaning that, saying, I bought a new Reclaimer. I want to be the one that goes and puts the scratches on it, gets it beaten up, and makes it look old. Not just buy it secondhand. I didn't buy a secondhand
This is
Reclaimer.
where we need Astro. My question is, are Reclaimers still rolling off the production line?
Yeah, Lore Maker's Guide to the Galaxy.
We need to check this.
It
'Cause it
well,
might
it
be that
doesn't
they haven't been
say.
producing
Yeah, but
them
when
for
I was
years,
selling it, it doesn't say
manufacturing
you are buying an old secondhand Reclaimer.
Not
Who
at 300
cares?
quid, I'm not.
I want
It
the
should be
things to look
spankingly
old.
shiny.
you know.
Spanking. No,
I mean-
do you know, I like I think that the aging states of stuff, they should just have a preset. They should have 3 different or 4 or 10 or whatever sets.
Yeah, but
They
they've
can
already
do it on
said
the
stuff's
outside.
going to age anyway,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
why not
Do it on the
let it be
inside.
brand new and let it age
and
itself?
then Yeah. I agree. I think that would be. Oh, you can buy a secondhand reclaimer if you want to, or maybe if you buy a brand new one, it's brand new, and you can buy a cheaper secondhand one in game, and it's
That's pre-damaged.
Pre-damaged. It's a bit knackered.
I mean,
you know what
the part of
kinda
the
like this
grinding
idea now,
thing's going to be
goddammit.
pre-worn down, so that they're not going to grind so well as a newer one. Or I don't know.
The best thing about the
Just an
reclaimer is it
unusual
has
thing.
wipe-off surfaces inside, which is probably for the
Yeah.
best.
Well,
Really?
you can tell that they haven't been wiping that much off because it's fucking disgusting. In most of the places, it's like it's a bit OTT in some parts.
Was
It's a bit
anybody
like, wow,
really? Was anybody else expecting like I didn't really pay
been on
that much
oil
attention
rigs.
to the concept art, but I was expecting a bigger I was expecting a bridge rather than a cockpit on the reclaimer.
Yes, it is
So,
kind of
okay.
cramped for a bridge.
I'm gonna go back. I'm just gonna go back to again, like, because this is meant to be like the Nostromo, right? Like kind of alien inspired,
Yeah.
kind of ship and stuff. And then I kind of think to myself, like, but that was a ship that had been in service for a long time. So at some point, it would have been new and shiny and clean.
You could probably get a paint job. I mean,
Do you know
take
what
it
I
down
mean?
to.
It would have been cleaning. Yeah, maybe.
Well, they just
And
said
then
this is not going to come clean. It's going to come with characteristics, they called it, and things, but it's not going
Character.
to come new and clean.
characteristics. Okay.
Yeah.
Should
In
come
other words,
with
it would
built-in
take them.
character.
Maybe they feel like it would take them too long to get such a big ship and make it look worn over time that they thought, fuck it, let's just pre-wear it.
Okay, well that's fine. At the end of the day, that's fine. Then say that. Then just say like, at the moment, we are looking to, we're going to do different kind of states for new ships potentially. Blah 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 blah. For now, it's just
not
going to
this
have to
one.
be. It's got to be
Kraken
Squadron
Junior.
42 settings because that's what it is.
Kraken
Squadron
Junior
42.
says in chat the elevator won't stop on floor 2. You get 25% off. Can you imagine if the elevator actually broke down? That'd be amazing.
Oh my god!
So
Well, they did actually say they had a problem, didn't they, in ATV, that it was bugging so that you actually went through the ship because it wasn't working.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, that was
So-
the lift going out of the ship. You could at the moment, or at that point, you could go through the what
lost
should
its
be the
collision.
physical door. Yeah, thank you.
The elevator floor lost its collision when he went to
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be. I mean, what's the point of having a cleaner? This is the bit that kind of rubbed me a little bit the wrong way. Was the state of the bathroom?
Oh god, here we
Everything's
go.
filthy.
Oh, here we go.
I thought you
start
were
with
moan
links,
at
don't
me for
you?
saying
I'm not
no.
being. I'm not.
Thing.
I'm not being funny, but if they clearly one need to hire Miz to be on board to keep shit clean, and two, like I've seen pictures of people like work on like industrial oil rigs and shit like that. That stuff's got to be mentally clean and tidy because if anything gets dirty, like anyone knows this, like if you're at school with a Bunsen burner, I had a math science teacher and I left any shit on the table too much and anything started to get a bit cluttered, the space was getting a bit messy. The teacher would be on my ass in a second because he'd be like, "That's a fire risk. That's dangerous," and that's on just a Bunsen burner. Like this is a fully massive spaceship in theory. In reality, it's meant to be a real game. Like this would be you'd want this clean. Even it can still look dirty and aged, but it's still got to be fairly clean. Like hygiene, come on.
I mean, yeah, no, it's like you're buying a used car and there's already condom in the back seat.
Someone's already had the fun before you have. Well, no,
Yes,
come on.
exactly. Your bathroom's already fucked up. From the
I don't know. I
factory.
suppose
Yeah,
I don't know if they're trying to do
Squadron
so. Like
42,
if you went
Squadron 42.
if you went to a mechanic's workshop where you've got like you've been fixing a car and you've got greasy hands and everything else, you go to like they have a sink that's separate to maybe the normal bathroom where the grease and shit gets everywhere when you're washing your hands. Is it meant to kind of be showing that? You know,
I think it's got to have that lived-in look. They wanted to kind of feel alive and kind of use and stuff. I genuinely think it's very much a Squadron 42 kind of stylized kind of. We've made this for a scene in Squadron 42. We've made this for something for that. That's where I think it's really for. I think it's not.
you know how it is as well. You've had a few drinks. You can't tell the difference between the toilet and the sink. You know, it happens.
The woman's urinal, also known as the sink.
Bye, Madness. Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
And that's the
cheers.
podcast for this week, everybody.
And we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you.
And he's left the cursor on the screen, damn it.
Damn it.
One job, Madness.
One. Right, while he's away, we can answer. There's two questions for you, Moist,
going
that I'm
back to
just
the
going to get
reclaimer
out.
really quickly while I look at the landing gear. I was actually really interested in how they were explaining the issues that they were having, that they had to work through for the landing gear. How they couldn't have landing gear on the engines. I don't know. I thought that was really interesting. Sorry, carry on.
I am gonna give them massive props for this. I don't care what anyone says. This looks fan-fucking-tastic.
It does.
This landing, this mechanics that they've created for this thing, it is beast. When it comes down and lands, I was like, I'm so excited for the prowler and stuff, like with the kind of dragon style. It's like, I was like, wicked work. It's a shame that they can't get the mechanics to work for other things, but the landing is amazing. Don't get me wrong, great videos.
Great job on landings. Really stuck the landing.
Yeah, but wait, I love that.
There we go.
Wait till I land it. We'll see how great job it is then.
Cut it out. But no, it's it's like, wow, it looks really cool. I was very impressed with it when I saw it.
It does kind of almost look like a dragon the way it sort of plants down on it.
It's like an insect or something.
Yeah.
I thought an insect. Very like that angle there. It feels like an insect, like some sort of kind of like a it's going to stick on the skin of something and kind of like stick its, what's it called, the mosquito, like a mosquito, but it's got a big claw.
Daddy long leg thing.
Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. It's like
there was an interesting conversation on Reddit today, actually, about the weight balance of the Reclaimer, because somebody was asking about where the cargo goes, and if the cargo is at the back, then surely it means the landing gear, like it would tilt backwards.
That helps with takeoff.
Lots of stuff
exactly.
Lots of stuff tilts backwards. I don't know. It depends on all the weight of like the front. All those front arms could weigh a shit.
Because that's where all the cabins are and whatnot as well. Yeah.
Where's the?
It just sticks the underbelly penis out to weigh it forward. That's all. Just balance it.
I don't care. Yeah. Like I don't fucking care about this physics shit. Just make me a fucking space game.
Yes,
make it look nice.
One of the things I did love, I can't remember whether it was ATV or RTV, but they were talking about the claw, and they just quite frankly said we don't know how it works.
I know, and I was like, I know. That's why I heard that. I was like, my face just was like this, going, what the fuck are you doing? Are you like? We just thought it would be. It's like one of those kind of like, well, we thought it'd look cool, you know.
I think in the long term it'll just be like a Jaws of Life that just holds the ship in place to stop it floating away.
It'd be like the alien thing, where it suck it all up, it shoots out locks on, and then it'll just grind it from the inside and suck it through the pipe, and then chuck it into the back. It's probably what I'll have.
I think this is based. I realised what this animal. This is bugging me. It's been bugging me for ages. It looks like a locust.
Yeah, I can see it.
This whole front here, very insectoid, looks like a locust, and you know the way like locusts kind of like they go over and they just decimate and destroy kind of like whatever they the farm life and stuff, and kind of salvage and kind of reclaim or whatever you want to call it. That's what it kind of reminds me of, like that. It reminds me of that.
It reminds me of a bulldog.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a monitor lizard type thing. They sort of stand like that as well.
Oh yeah. It's an
yeah.
ugly ship, but I love it.
It's.
They've taken an ugly ship and they've made it look good.
Yeah.
But okay, here's the kicker though, right? Okay, so how many people in chat has one of these? Speak up. Just say yes and no if you do or you don't have a reclaimer.
No.
Don't count like if someone else you know has it. Just you personally actually.
Someone I know has one. There you go. That's pretty much most of us, isn't it?
Which means I'll be able to fly it. No, it's like who does and who doesn't have one. Okay, so we got yes, no, yes.
It's
no,
okay,
I
guys,
have
I'll
no
let
money.
you touch it.
Yes, times two.
Far too
There's
many.
way too many. No. Yes.
I mean, I'm gonna figure out how to break into
Soon.
the damn thing, and I'm gonna shoot you in the cockpit. That's what I'm gonna do.
Rude.
Yeah.
That's
Okay, so for all the people,
I only invited you over for a barbecue.
here's a question to all the people that said yes, they have it. Would you be really salty if CIG gave the salvage ship to everybody to enjoy and play with in
Not really.
Reclaimer to play in the patch? Would you be upset about it? Yes or no?
Not really. There's nothing to test in it at the moment, so I would say it's kind of pointless at the moment. But when they put the mechanics,
when they had the
no,
mechanics in,
bother me.
would you still be like, even if they had the mechanics in, would it bother you? Like, no, absolutely
really.
not. No.
I remember they did that one thing with the Starfare when they were doing hangar ready modules. They actually for like a day or something they added the Starfare to the hangar.
Thank you.
I remember that.
One of my points earlier. That's fine. That's just what I thought. Like, I genuinely think that most people who are backers and who spent money on this, they just want the game developed. They don't really care. They're not buying it just for the. Like, everyone says we're not buying it just for the ships. We want
how many people are buying that ship Like, well, your question really is what are you buying that ship to have it exclusively in the PU? No one's buying it thinking, I want this so I can show off to everybody else in the PU. Look at me fly my stuff. Like when the Starfarer, everyone had a little go at the Starfarer and things like that.
I'm going to sell my
No one was
Reclaimer
like,
then.
oh no, I don't want you to have one because you haven't paid for one.
That's
obviously when it goes live is different, but
yeah, when it goes live, it's like, yeah, sure, but eventually people get it anyway because it's free. They'll be able to earn it in game, not free. They'll be able to earn it in game. But it's like there's Jared with his looking smart. But that's the thing for me. It's like it's just again, it comes back to that point I made before, and I'm just trying to understand it, and it's like I really do feel like I said before, CIG, come on, it's time. If you're not going to give us the ships in game, let us all play with the toys. It'll help everyone. No one cares.
Yeah, taking away rented ships in the persistent universe was really obnoxious. Kind of definitely does pump the brakes.
PTU's not long enough. The PTU is not long enough. It's only like what?
No, not
1 week,
not
2
PTU,
weeks?
PU, persistent universe.
Persistent universe. Yeah. No, but I mean in chat, I'm just saying people talk about it like, oh, we get it in PTU. I'm like, no, it's not long enough. It's nowhere near long enough.
When it gets to open, when it gets to open PTU, it's like a day.
Yeah,
and it's like you don't get enough feedback for that.
Like I honestly think the more people that get to fly it, it would actually encourage people to buy it. Like if they're not going to give us the buying in game like you said, at least give us that, because if someone plays it enough, like if I only have an Aurora, if I've just bought a starter package and I'm flying this horrible shitty Aurora around and not killing anything, and then all of a sudden you get to try a Hornet that's kicking the crap out of everything and you're enjoying the PU all of a sudden because you're doing really well in this nice ship, you might go, do you know what? I'm going to go and buy one of those. So I think it would encourage people to buy it.
It's not even that. They want people to test and they want people to find bugs and report bugs. And my friend and moderator, Cecil, only has an Aurora. He can't do fuck all, excuse my language, in 3.0 with an Aurora. So he's not playing because he can't really do much. So he's not testing. So just give him something decent to test with. Give him something he can trade with. Give him something that he can do missions with.
Yeah, and not everyone can sub either to get that one ship, and they can't choose that ship from the sub list. They can only they're told specifically what they can have. So either make that better, so you actually give us proper ships, or give us the option to choose the ship we want to sub for the month. Like I said before, sorry.
There you go. That's actually a pretty. That's actually a pretty good idea. You get a big poster of ships.
Inflate his ego.
This month. Yeah.
I mean, they could have the ship of the month. They could have a ship of the month for everybody, and then subs could pick a ship that they wanted.
Yeah, if you pay the extra 20 quid, you pay the extra 20 quid. You get to choose. You get the ship that they choose, and then for an extra 20. But if they want to make more money, I know I don't want to give them the option for more money, but it's like. I personally still think it's too much. Personally, 20 quid to just have that perk, but that would be a pretty cool, sweet perk for people. I think
we could have also rolled back the idea of like rented ships in the persistent universe, where you get your rec benefits. I know a couple of my subscribers, they stopped subscribing to Star Citizen because the value for them was having the requisition, and they can't do anything with the requisition. You can't rented weapons. All the rented weapons are pretty much the same. You can't take the ships in. Arena Commander's dead. There's no reason to rent ships. Yeah,
the rec is a dead currency. Whereas if you actually make it so that you can actually have one of these fuckers for a month, or you could have a prospector when mining comes in, immediately, it makes it more of a there you go. CIG, solve your problems right there. Boom.
Yeah,
you should work on the marketing team.
I think Madness. I think they need to hire you.
I agree.
I'm totally available. Maybe never.
You could design shoes for Star Citizen.
Yeah, you could do shoe brands for Star Citizen. They need someone to do shoes.
I'm not. Do you know what? I would never want to, because Jay Lee explained to me why the shoes are so terrible in computer games. Is because they have to design to this horrendous block kind of shape to start with.
Shape,
and every shoe has to kind of fit this shape or something. It's like no wonder everything is so ugly. So yeah, no, but the Reclaimer, it looks beautiful. I think we're all in agreement. There's fuck all to do with it really, other than look at it. It will be boring after probably a week as a ship to enjoy, maybe 2 weeks. It will be fun. I'm not going to lie. It'll be fun.
Bored of seeing a moon. It's going to be similar to that. It's good. You've looked around it, you see it. It's pretty. It's lovely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where's the gameplay?
It's not mine, so I can't really enjoy it. It won't be mine because I don't own one, so I'll be walking around somebody else's. And it's like when you walk around somebody else's house, and they got really nice kitchen.
Probably would take me a week to find my way around it.
I still get lost on the staff era. I'm
So it might
screwed.
last longer than a week, just because I can't find a way.
Yeah, no, exactly. It'll be fun. It'll be fun for a while, and it'll be cool. But it's like I said, it's like being a backseat gamer. You know, like literally be. There's nothing worse. I hate that. Like, you know, like when you go around your mate's house and he's playing a computer game and it's like a single player game and you have to sit there and watch them for like 30 minutes. He's like, I'll just be there with you in a minute. And you just sat there and you just going, and you know, he's like, oh, check this bit out. This is amazing, this bit. And you're like, yeah, it looks really great. I'm really fucking bored. Sat here. That's for me is what.
Really
That's for me
fucking
is. That's what the Reclaimer could potentially would be a little bit like. It'll be like the guys are going to be really excited to show you this amazing ship. And it'll be fun. It'll be great for a little bit. And it'll be like 20 minutes to go past, then 30 minutes. And he'll be like, I'll just take off, and then you'll the 30 minutes of just seeing what you've already seen in your Aurora for the last 3 months, heading towards the planet just for that money shot of him to land it and go, yeah, wasn't that cool? And you'd be like, yeah, it was all right. I was pretty fucking bored, to be fair, through most of it. You know, so yeah.
I'm really kind of interested to see where they go with the tractor beam segueing to something else.
Oh god,
'cause
do you know what
the
the tractor beams? Yeah.
Yeah, Reclaimer's got some tractor beams on it, slapped onto the side of it. Do you think that's going to be active in 3.1 when the Reclaimer gets in there?
No.
None of it's gonna
No
work.
way.
Nothing.
It'll fly.
It'll fly and land, take off.
It's a good hauler.
That's it.
It's a good hauler.
Oh, do you know what? Did anyone else? Like, I honestly think CIG needs to work on their disclaimers underneath when the guys are talking about this shit, because on this ATV, they made it sound like all that shit was working.
Disclaimer: none of this is actually happening.
Do you know what I mean? It was like, and they didn't say they were, because they were kind of get away with it.
One
By
of the
saying, well,
things
it's
I think-
going to work. I'm like,
I think one of the things that we have to bear in mind is they will be working on development branches as well. So to them, stuff might
It's
be
working.
working.
It's working.
Yeah, to them it may be working in the office.
Yeah.
the UI is not
The
working
live
properly.
release.
Yeah, that's true. Sure. Anyone from CIG in chat right now lurking in the background? Is this true?
This is going to divulge information. Yeah, it's all working fine here, mate.
It's
We're
all working
reclaiming.
fine.
We've got it
Yeah,
all
works
turned
on-
up.
works on
we're
our
mining.
machine.
Sarcasm.
We're fucking loving this.
Because
man.
what you might find is there might be a particular mechanic that they want to push to live, but it breaks more than it's worth adding, so they might just not push it out to the live build. You know.
They literally said the claw and the stuff would come later. That's
Oh,
because
I
they've
know.
also said because they don't know what they're doing. That's why it's going to come later.
Yeah.
Because they made something that doesn't work. So of course it's going to come later. It's like,
At least we're getting the
funny. I
Reclaimer,
just
though.
like- yeah, exactly. Like, new ships,
Take off.
Cyclone.
Fly.
Cyclone. That's what I'm all about. The Cyclone is just like sick, man. Have we got a video of the Cyclone? Hang on.
Probably only going to
Did
get
you
one
drop-
reclaimer per server anyway, aren't we? Because of the performance.
Did you drop a
God.
little video?
Don't worry, you blow up, you reclaim your frame
there
rate.
might be a couple of. I didn't.
Wow. That was.
I think we got.
I
one
can't
here.
think of a pun.
I missed that one.
Yeah, here we go. This is Cyclone, baby. Look
Don't
at
worry,
this.
it's not worth repeating.
Yeah, I did a couple.
This is going to be so much fun. So
That's
much
what I
fun.
wanted the bikes to do,
Woo!
though. I'm really disappointed that the
I
bike.
can't
Yeah,
wait to do
yeah,
this at
yeah.
5
Oh, my
FPS. It's going to be so
Just
fun.
give us wheeled
I know.
bike. Give us the Batmobile kind of single, you know, the Bat bike, but with the big fat wheels like out of this thing. Give us these wheels,
Make
but do
the
a
hover
version.
bikes do it.
Make a bike.
Just make the hover
No,
bikes.
I don't think they can, Miz. I think the reality is I've come to the conclusion that actually,
Just do it.
like, just make a motorbike / kind of bat bike out of the Cyclone wheels. Give us 2 wheels and just like.
With a huge
Just
jet
split
engine.
the Cyclone in half.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
just in
that would
half.
be so cool. Like, did you guys ever a cartoon? There's a cartoon called Mask, M.A.SK, and the
Oh
Venom,
my God,
the guy,
you're going
bad guy.
back that way.
He had a bike, a kind of a car that clipped together and then split off into 2 bikes. I think it was, or it was the bad guys. They're going to call be really cliched. The bad guys had this. They made the best fucking toys, man. The best toy. I love Mask. Mask was my shit, man, when I was a kid. But they had like literally that bike split, the car split into 2. That would be sick vehicle for this, man. There you go, CIG. Next, anyone asked me, I've just come. Literally, go and look at all the Mask toys. Make that shit for Star Citizen. I'll be a happy man for the day. I'll buy all of them. I will buy all of them. Their vehicles
as
were insane.
Madness, we've already determined CIG doesn't like fun. They took the rocket engine off the back of the racing
Christian
variant.
said no to fun earlier, so we're done.
Yeah, we're done.
Damn,
No,
I'm not.
no
That
fun
would
allowed.
be sick.
This is going to be like a mobility scooter by the time it actually reaches the surface.
Well, that's what
Oh
the
my
brake cat
God.
is, pretty much. I can't wait to strap a couple
So good.
Panthers to the top of that thing so I can do good in Star Marine.
Oh, we got another one. Yeah, that's it. Doing like it's got a wicked like it just when you think of like how the rover just can barely turn around.
It's because
Jesus
the Cyclone
Christ.
is
Look at
actually
this.
articulated,
Desktop
so the
madness.
front and the rear
Look at
wheels turn.
Look at that. The frames are atrocious, but like
Yes. No, I can't get over your desktop.
Yeah, we've had
Oh.
this before. His desktop is
That's the first time
it's
I've
like
seen
the
it.
Reclaimer's insides.
look, okay.
But this video
it's
also
been
shows you
busy.
the size of the
It's been busy.
Cyclone compared to the rover, which is interesting.
Oh, excuse me.
It's bigger than I thought.
Oh, it looks
That's what
just
she said.
awesome. Yeah. It looks.
Wait till
it's
you
just
see the
fatter.
tonk.
It's fatter and white. It's those wheels. Like I'm really happy, man. They made fat ass wheels. No, okay. You carry on. I'm gonna go find the mask toy that I've just literally had a revolution.
He has this in his closet, doesn't he?
Yeah, I can't wait
No, I
till we can
don't
see the
have it,
tonk because I think the tonk is going to be like 3 times taller than this thing or something crazy
The Nova,
like that.
yeah, the Tonk is a fucking Baneblade language from Warhammer.
There goes our PG.
There goes. our
I
PG.
was really excited for the tonk until I realised how abnormally large it is.
It's gonna be like a skyscraper
they
with a
pretty much
turret
said-
sticking out the front.
They pretty much said, I can't remember which video it was in, I can't remember whether it's an ATV or whatever, but the idea of it is you're not actually supposed to really be able to transport it easily to different planets and moons. Like, it's supposed
Oh,
to
that
kind
was in the
of...
Q&A. They said that
Well,
was the.
So I'm not alone. Somebody else did hear this.
There was like a thing on the Q&A. It was either the first or second one where they said, "Well, we currently don't have a ship in the game that can transport the Nova Tonk, so you're just have to spawn it at outposts."
Yeah.
What a great name for it.
I don't
It
think they
was
had any
called-
plans for
Oh,
one yet. That would be able
dude,
to
not only
transport.
I haven't got it wrong. It didn't just split into 2. It split into 3 vehicles. Sick.
Oh,
it split
that's
into a
33%.
flying vehicles.
That's 33%.
3.1
more
gets
cool.
So
Cool.
you can pay $300 for each part. Fantastic. That's
Fantastic.
great.
They're gonna,
That's
yeah, they're gonna.
insane. Hang on, I gotta try and dig up a picture of it. I'm gonna try.
You know
and
what we
dig up a
need? We
picture of it.
need like Power Ranger ships that can turn into like a Megazord.
That can join together. That would-
Yeah.
By
What's
our
that
power
ship
okay,
from
there we go,
Star
combined.
Trek
there we go.
that splits into 3?
There you
You
go.
could get
Check
your
this
org
out.
to just like your org. The bigger your org gets, the bigger your main mothership.
Yeah.
It's
Check
crazy.
this
picture.
shit out. Right, okay, look. So literally, it was a racing. It was
Yes, I
based on like
remember
a
this
kind of a
stuff.
Formula One racing vehicle. Look, the 2 wheels on either side split off. You could have 2 guys in it, and the middle bit became a fucking spaceship. That is literally the coolest fucking spaceship Star Citizen should do.
Language.
A 3-wheel land-based. Sorry, I apologize for my getting so hyped about this right now because I
So
love
excited
the
about
mask.
this
as a kid.
toy.
He's
I'm
showing off
such a kid.
children's toys in his stream.
I'm telling you,
Swearing-
CIG right now.
swearing like
Who's
a
who's
Kids' toys. Fucking amazing.
who's the
Hashtag
so we
for
got any
children.
CIG? We need like where's the CIG people that make stuff? Look right there. This is Mask make the best
Where's the
toys.
CIG people that makes. Weren't
Yeah,
you
seriously,
moaning
put
earlier
that
that
up.
they're doing too much
As a
ships?
concept sale, put that up
No.
as a Drake concept sale right there.
These
And then
I'm not joking.
watch
These
you
guys,
just roll in the money.
dude. Look at this car. It had wings that flew. It was amazing. Matt Tracker's vehicle was the best. The bomb. It was amazing. Honestly, like the Mask toys was the best. I mean, we're going off topic completely on the podcast, but I'm sorry.
Yes.
Does that never
That is-
happen?
We definitely
Look at
need to
this.
have less fun in this podcast. A little bit of magic.
How
This is just too much
dope
fun.
would that be?
Can
Man, I miss
anybody
Mask.
remember?
man.
I thought
Speaking
it
of
was all
toys,
about,
I'm
like,
just gonna
burying
come out-
the mask.
I'm just going to come out and
I
say
had-
now, does anybody remember the
Mask.
Manta Force spaceship?
So good.
No.
No? Okay, I'm going to put it
No,
here in
put a
chat.
link in chat. Put a link in chat. Put it in
Best
chat.
toy ever when I was growing up. That thing was the bomb.
Oh,
Just saying.
they need to make this happen. Hang on, let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Oh, Manta Force. There you go.
Manta Force. Okay, I got this. I'll bring this up on chat. Anyone else
That
got any
sounds
of the great
awesome.
toys? Chuck it in chat. By the way, the links are open.
Has anyone else
check-
got any great toys? This is
that you
what
reckon
this
could
is a
be
toy
good
podcast.
spaceships?
This is what
That
this
You
could-
could just have a
that could
podcast
be-
on toys if you want.
Cartoon was cool. Toys were amazing. Yeah, man. Oh, dude, like Mask is my shit. Like I got a T-shirt. I love. That's cool, man. Manta Force is cool. I had like the little toy figures. Do you like remember like the mini action figure things? You get like these massive spaceships and stuff, and you could open them up. And
well, that's what Manta Force was. Yeah.
Is that what it is? Is that what this one was?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
If you look at the front of it, the cockpit lifts up. You've got 3 dudes, and then you take the whole top off, and
dude. There you go, another potential Star Citizen vehicle right there. Look, it's even got the Prospector and the yellow Prospector.
That's essentially the Genesis Starliner right there.
Yeah. Oh, it's got the Aegis then inside. Basically, what that is, the yellow Aegis in there. But look at the way that the thing opens. That's sick. CIG haven't been doing that. They haven't had like the ship opening up in half and kind of like that would be.
Split your ship in half. As a new mechanic, you just take the top off.
Woo!
They just take the top off. Yeah.
Literally, there's a whole world out there, CIG, of like spaceships that have already been designed for you guys. You just be looking at far too many high-rendered versions of Lamborghinis. Look at toys
that Manta
from
Force
the
ship has
1980s.
something that that Manta Force ship has something that the Constellation doesn't, and that's vertical VTOL thrusters. So
yeah, I see them.
Do it.
I see them.
It has fans. The Constellation has fans.
Are they actually going to work though? I keep hearing conflicting reports about the fans.
You can shoot them off. You can shoot them off the ship. I know that much.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool. This is like the shuttle in Aviator, Avatar. This reminds me a little bit of that kind of the shuttle bomb type thing. Yeah. Cool. See, like even James Cameron understood like toys basically from the 80s are the answer for all modern space games and modern space films.
Yeah, that's what launched Michael Bay's career was the Transformer toys.
Yeah. Oh, see this is freaking sick. Okay, hang on. It's called the Volcano.
Still talking about toys.
I love you. Carry on. You talk about Star Citizen. I'm going to try and dig up a picture of this. This was
you guys
this
amuse yourselves.
We'll have our own little podcast over here. You have yours over there.
Fuck the Cyclone.
You want Star Citizen
with turrets.
Where was that? What was that monster truck everyone kept the claw or something?
This is the Vulcan.
Oh.
This was insanely cool. Like it split open and then the turret popped up and like, oh man. So good, the Volcano. Sorry. Man, memories. Look at the detail. Look at the high definition detail on that figure. Amazing. Amazing. Like they had like cool helmets and everything, man. I remember the little helmets were rubbing. You took them off and put them on the character. It was just, man, they don't make helmets. That shit like, they don't make that shit like they used to.
We need some Star Citizen toys like this as well.
Sorry. Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
Yes, I miss those choking hazards for children.
You missed.
They wouldn't know they were banned in America.
Here we go. So here's one for. I'm gonna put this in the. The stream chat. But there you go. The animal, which reminds me of the Cyclone. The stupid way the wheels fold out.
Oh yeah. You got like the claws and shit. That's sick. The kind of the claws. Yeah, that is the Cyclone wheels. They've stolen it again. I'm telling you, the answer to all ships is 1980s to like kind of period toys. They had the answer.
It even says in the top right hand corner, "Angry ATV." Is it a sign?
Yes, we're definitely angry about the ATV right now.
It's just amazing. It's literally amazing. It's like we are. Yeah. Wow. This is what I'm saying. You have to sometimes look at the past to understand the future. Wow. I'm telling you that
madness. Thank you for that.
CIG, please, wherever you are. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to bring this back again. This is just my final and last attempt to get this in. A new 3-player split two land bikes, and it splits into a aircraft vehicle. Buzzard. There it is. Just make that bad boy.
You need to zoom it in a little bit. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be.
Yeah, I can't really zoom it. It doesn't go any closer.
Can we have this right after the two-tone blue black
control
hair?
and then mouse wheel.
It won't. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, good point. Didn't see that.
Well done.
I learned something.
I do this all the time on my stream.
Fuck you. Check that shit out, man. This brings back sweet memories. No, that's what I'm saying. Look at that. How cool would that be? You can have your mates in a land-based vehicle, and then and it splits off into 3 to like you could be. I would just be seriously
The
cool, man.
artwork on the box always looks so much more compelling than the actual toy.
No, the toy was good though. No, I'm not having that. This was when, like, this is probably why they went bust. To be fair, because they spent too much money on the toys. The toys were legitly good. Like so I've never had toys as good as the mass toys. These guys made the best toys, man. Kenner, whew, these guys, brilliant toys.
Is he really still
Right.
about the mask stuff?
Sorry, that's it. I made it. Buzzard, and even the name. Just call it the Buzzard. I'll be
Star
happy.
Citizen 3.1 delayed for implementing the buzzard.
Yeah.
There would be riots in the streets.
No, they won't. It'll be happy riots.
Not
Happy
from madness,
riots.
they won't be.
Happy-
Delighted. Oh my
happy
god!
riots.
Anyway, they're
everyone
not
will
going
be
to put it in the
delighted.
game because you're not allowed fun. So they
True.
Yeah,
can,
this- no.
so
Okay.
forget it.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna have to go, and you guys carry on, and I'm gonna go.
I think are we like near the end now?
kind
Getting
of
close.
close.
Because we're
So
not
have
doing
you
them
looked at the
4-hour podcasts anymore. Or maybe we will.
Sorry. Hang on.
We can always forget
Last one.
to stop.
Oh, you're not getting more toys still.
That was the toy itself, dude. Remember the picture? That was the toy. It's fucking cool, dude. Moist. Look. That was the toy.
Moist, you will look.
I'm playing with my scroll.
Stop playing with things. Stop playing with your scroll and
That
look.
looks crap.
It's
Leave the wax on.
amazing.
That's crap. Look, those
ain't
bike
funny, but how
things
would the
aren't
two
even
halves
weighted
really-
correctly. Like,
Moist,
they
you
just
don't-
fall over.
You don't understand.
Yeah.
Children have no sense of taste or goodness. Like
That's right. You're
when
correct.
I was a-
Madness has no sense of taste or goodness.
When I was
Sorry.
let's face it,
My
like,
mistake.
they didn't
when
worry
I was
about
a child,
physics.
I thought fucking
Yeah.
happy was the best thing in the world. When I was a child, I thought Power Rangers were super cool. And then I grew up, and Power Rangers are still fucking super cool. But
Yeah. I will hear nothing about it. It actually looks like a full-on awesome race.
They didn't
Formula
bother with
race car.
physics, that's for sure.
no, they
s-
didn't.
No.
But it
yeah.
was like entirely ruled of cool.
You guys wait. You know, in 2 years' time, when they release the alien ship that splits into three, you'll all be like, "Fucking hell, Madness fucking on it." You'll be like, Madness nailed
Pocket carrier confirmed.
it. Right.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Daniel, Jean Pocket carrier.
Oh man, so much fun tonight. It's been awesome.
Like, it literally goes in your pocket.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh,
would be
space
brilliant.
compression technology confirmed. You've heard it here, folks. It's gonna
What is
be.
it?
It's gonna. You're gonna load your ships in there, and then it's gonna shrink down because
Yeah.
it's got special wormhole technology. And it's
Instead
gonna
of putting it in
shrink
a
down to-
hangar, that's going to be their solution to the hangar. Is your hangar's going to be this big,
This
and you're
big.
just going to shrink all your ships down, and you just pick your ship hangar and have that one.
Oh god, we're going a bit crazy. Right. Okay. So, is there anyone? Do we have any? Do we have any questions?
We
Should
have
burn through
questions.
quick
But we've
questions.
ignored all night.
There's always more questions, but I don't think we have any answers. That's the
Right,
problem.
there's two questions for Moist that
Let's go.
someone asked like right at the start. So
Oh, well, we didn't
get
go
this
through
every
them.
week though. Sexy Coco says, "How can I get locks as luscious as yours?"
Oh,
And then he follows that up because we didn't ask it with the second question of, "What's the dye code for your hair?"
Well, if you pay me enough money, I will send you locks of my hair. And I don't even. What is the second question? I'm confused.
so
The dye
stalkery.
code.
It's unbelievable.
Dia code.
No, the dye code. Dye.
Dye
What
code.
color?
Oh,
Nothing
I
colours.
use Directions Lagoon Blue.
Lagoon blue.
Yeah.
And who's this? And sorry, who was it that supplies you your hair?
I get it from my puppy.
No, the dye.
Oh, Directions.
Is that what
That's
the
the
name
name
of
of
the
the dye.
brand is?
That's what
Okay,
it's called,
sorry.
Directions.
I'm standing there
Guys,
really
follow-
confused.
I get the box of hair dye. I turn the box around, and then I read the directions.
I know. So I was like, what's going? What's so good?
Wow. Hey, that's probably not the brand name. It just says Directions on the back, and he's like, "Oh, this is called Directions."
Yeah, exactly. This is where he realizes he opens up. It's been called something completely different for
It's not
ages.
called Directions at all.
Come on,
It
boys.
says
What's it
directions
actually
at the top of
called?
the back.
What's
Hang
it
on.
in Canada? Here we go.
God.
My dishwasher's called Directions as well, and my microwave. What the fuck? This
And then-
brand is huge.
it's a
It's,
big
not
brand.
everything.
It's on the roads as well. Every time I get on a road map, I read it. It's like it's there. It's a brand everywhere. No, he's like, look at his face. What's it called? Hang on. Look at he's like, I'm not having this shit. I'm legit. I can't read it. What's it say? I need some directions.
Directions.
Ow,
I hate you all. I've got a cramp in my leg now.
Bless him. Shouldn't pick on the guy with blonde,
Blonde hair.
Don't pick on the guy that brings some coolness to the podcast. Okay.
Oh man.
Oh, just like that, is it? Damn, it's going straight to the coolness.
And that is your answer. Hopefully that was an answer.
Oh, that wasn't salt. I thought I had salt ready to paste in chat. Damn it.
Salty, I was there. Where were we? Questions. Any more questions?
Third question from Gundam is to Magnus. He says, "Did you get this?" I don't actually know what this is. It's a link.
Oh, is this the link that you sent me? In did you send this?
Three
link to
Old
me
Men.
in chat? Hang on, let's have a look. Is this the station firing one? Is this the one with? Or am I getting confused?
It's a moist noodle clip.
Oh
I got a
no!
copy
What?
He sent me one, and which one did he send me? Hang on.
Probably the directions one.
Oh God!
No, hang on. Let's have a look. Where is it? Is it in?
Three grumpy old men. It's basically him describing our podcast as we don't know very much, but if you'd like to hear three grumpy old men, tune in. And we pretty much proved it today.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly it. Yeah, exactly it. Peace out, guys. Gonna crash. Catch you later, BB. What's up, man? Catch you later.
Farewell, Bristol.
Question number 4 is from
one of my
Jester,
drivers.
and he's for Madness, and he says, since drinking will be an in-game thing, what about drinking and flying your ship through UEE airspace? Who's going to get the first DUI?
Well, I'm always drunk, so
It depends.
Will the advocacy enforce DUI laws? Will you get pulled over? Stop right
That'll be
there,
fucking-
criminal scum.
Do you know what? Like, you could
Well, they
roleplay
did-
that shit if you wanted to. That would be quite funny. Like on stream.
Not even just roleplay that. They did say you can get drunk and it will hinder your vision and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
what would they get you for that?
do you know what would be better? Is rather than doing it like in ships, you could do it on like Port Olisar, for example. So when you go through the scanning machine, if it detects that your
Yeah, it doesn't even let you
alcohol
out.
level is like too high, they won't let you leave the station.
You're on about like breathalyzers on freaking
Not
on
not
the doors.
Yeah,
you know, you've
but,
got to breathe into
like-
that before the doors open.
ding. You're like, oh, do you know what I mean? Like, it just like when you go through, they have the scanners that scans your body for like bioorganisms and stuff. What's to say that it can't check to see your state? You are 100% fit and clean and healthy and ready to fly your spaceship. Go ahead, sir. Oh, you are a hobo, drunken fool that stinks like piss. I'm afraid you're not allowed to leave the station, sir. You know,
no.
it would be interesting.
With a helmet on. You can take your helmet
Writing
off.
test.
can you imagine throwing up in your helmet?
Or they just spray you down, hose you down with like one of those kind of like prison style hoses and stuff, and like foam shit and all that good stuff, and give you a clean, and then sober you up and dunk you and give you some coffee, and then they send you on your way.
Okay, and the last question is from Gogon, and he says, have you seen Letters from Vega, and what did you think of it?
I haven't. I've only watched like the first couple of minutes.
I haven't.
Ooh, I
watched the whole
it
thing.
yet.
I watched the whole thing on stream. Ooh.
Yeah,
Good.
I haven't watched it.
It's
all yet.
the assets they take from Star Citizen were pretty good, but they make some custom assets. You can tell it was a freshman effort. The lip syncing is not the most jarring part of it. It's the assets they made looked. Ooh boy.
It's on my list of things to watch.
They were on. It was the person that did it was on. Was it called the Depths at the end, or was it
RTV.
the other one?
Reverse the verse, yeah.
Oh, reverse to us at the end. Yeah, he did say that he was looking forward to the 3.0 because he can use the new assets. Because I think, like you said, I don't think having to make their own assets wasn't so good. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. But I think he's looking forward to doing the next one because he can use more of the CIG assets, which would probably help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I like all that stuff. I love all the fan made stuff, and yeah, I'll
Takes so
watch
much work,
tomorrow.
so much work today. Because I when I tried to do
Massive
videos
stuff.
early on in some of the builds, like every bug you come across when you're trying to make something flow and it just doesn't work because your characters are shimmying across, the camera keeps going
No,
out.
we're getting some amazing stuff already, let alone when I think we get those new director tools. I'm not sure when those are coming, but I think that will be awesome. Because remember when Grand Theft Auto came out and we had director mode for Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah.
We were getting so many amazing videos at Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto, when Grand Theft Auto came out for me, Moist, it was a view down, and you could kill chanting monks.
Yes, it was for me as well, and I bought a copy of it from a catalog.
I'm just saying.
I think I got mine stolen, but
yeah, there was no real great cam reviews like creations in the first ever Grand Theft Auto. You mean which one do you mean? San Andreas?
Grand Theft Auto 5.
5, yeah.
The new one.
That's what I figured.
Okay.
That's the only one that has director tools.
I don't know. I thought maybe it might have been in some other ones. Yeah, okay. Get drunk or sit here getting drunk on my water.
Where's
You
this
know
weapon for
what
the
you need,
shredder?
Madness? You need some pharmaceuticals, and I just happen to know a man called Disco Lando who is selling pharmaceuticals. Tap him up.
I am literally just drinking water. That's all I'm drinking.
See, now you seem like an old man again.
3 months sober. I got a sore throat. There's no point. Yeah, my throat's a bit dodgy. Yeah. And I want to do my live stream tomorrow, hopefully, if I'm feeling better. Any more questions?
That's all the questions. That's it.
Okay, cool.
Wrap it up.
Not too many
Yeah,
questions.
Nasty B, we've literally been chatting shit for the last hour. So we looked at some 90s toys. That was fun.
You missed about as much as you missed at the start.
80s toys. 80s, 80s toys. Kenner Toys mask, amazing, great.
90% bullshit, 10% Star Citizen.
We have
Yes.
designed
Asylum.
easily the next 3 or 4 concept vehicles.
Oh, yes,
without
we
any
have.
challenge.
Well, if
Without any
actually
challenge.
the next 3, if you take the one that breaks into
Yeah.
3.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
So there you go.
That one in
Start them
itself,
up
I'm
again.
sorry, is a revolution that needs to happen in Star Citizen. That is if
If
next
you
time
missed this,
anyone asks
go
me
back
that-
on the YouTube video, 10
Yeah,
minutes.
go check it out. Check it out. It's called the Buzzard. Madness is taking claim to the name because the company went bankrupt. Splits into 3 aircraft and 2 land-based vehicle bikes. Super
That will
cool.
fall over permanently. But that's no different to the Dragonfly, really. So let's do it.
Yeah. It fits.
Spawns on its side.
Big fat tires.
Sticking
like
with the
that.
Drake concept.
It's not falling
Nothing
over.
working.
It's going to be beautiful. Literally, it's going to be also like that. Actually, it could be a Vandal land vehicle. That would be sick because the Vandal, like in the Batmobile, they go forward. You know, you ride forward, like a bit like the Nox as well. I suppose, to be fair.
Most
but, you know, that's
vehicles
Alien
go
as well.
forward. Just
No, but
saying.
you lie forward. Do you know what I mean? Like really,
Most
really
bikes you
vertical
lie
forward.
I haven't been on a
Shut up.
motorbike yet.
You're ruining my moment. This is all obvious and true. I know, but shut up. You fucking you ruined it. But anyway, so I'm just thinking the Vandal, the way that they're in the game in terms of spaceships, that would be cool. That would make sense. Then the 2 butt vehicles, you're all in the same position, splits off. I'm designing it. It's happening.
It's happening.
Right. It's already happened. In fact, it's just there. It just needs to be taken up. Take the mantle of this idea up. Okay, thank you everyone for coming this evening. We'll wrap it up then. What is everyone up to? We'll start with the guest first. What are you doing? Where can we find you? And what are you doing for the rest of the week?
Find me streaming over at twitch.tv/HCVertigo. We are going to be getting some dinner after this, and then we're going to be going live probably another 30-45 minutes. So we'll be off Wednesday, but we'll be back on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday for more streaming, more Star Citizen, and we're also doing some Wing Commander 4 on the side as well, going back into the old Chris Roberts games to kind of show off how Chris Roberts works and what Squadron 42 is going to be somewhat like.
Cool.
I actually tried Wing Commander recently, and then I was like, nope.
Hasn't aged well.
No.
That was before we kind of figured out how to make video games. That was like the Wild West of
Yeah.
like, does this work? kind of thing.
And we can find you on Twitch under the same handle, I'd imagine, right? So HC Vertigo, right?
What he said, HC Vertigo. He said right at the start, you can find me at HC Vertigo.
I know. I'm just
TV/HC Vertigo.
I do have a YouTube channel, but I'm not putting much effort into it. I've got a lot of other stuff going on in the background, so I'm not putting too much effort into editing. And there's really not much cool stuff going on in Star Citizen at the moment, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
It's fair enough. No, that's fair enough.
Mr. Moist Noodle.
I'm probably going to be streaming I think. I actually did some streaming. I actually did some streaming last week. I'm going to do some more VR stuff. I know Michael in chat is keen for me to do some iRacing stuff because that's in VR, so that'll be interesting. I'm actually going to do some Star Citizen stuff because although I found Star Citizen a little bit lame the last couple of weeks, I'm actually starting to get a bit hyped for 3.1, so kind of happy to play again. Sea of Thieves, I just checked, I can't log in yet.
Still,
but definitely going to be playing some Sea of Thieves. I'm hoping Miz and Madness are going to be joining me on my campaign to drink lots of rum and be drunk.
I think I'm going to probably, like I said, sub to it so I can get it that way. So yeah.
I need to look into it.
Just get 2 weeks free.
I'm like, can you do like a free trial or something with it? Because I'm just
there's like the pass which is $10, but if you get it, you get 2 weeks free trial. So I don't know if you can cancel before that's up.
Yeah,
not pay any.
I need you to understand that if you don't buy yourself a copy, I'm going to buy you a copy, and then that will make you feel bad.
Don't buy me. It's 50 quid, dude. Like we're having talk over there.
It's too expensive.
Don't be silly. Don't be silly. I'll talk to Miz and we'll see about. I don't mind the idea of like the subbing thing. I just don't want to. I hate those ones where you say you're gonna like cancel it, and then 3 years later, like a gym, it's still fucking going on, and you realize you've just spent like 400 fucking quid on it, and you're like,
don't
oh
do
my
that.
God, what am I? Yeah, but I'm terrible. I'm very bad. I know my own problems. I don't start it. Is best. Anyway, I would love to join you. It will be fun for a bit. I just don't know how long because I need to see more of it. I need to see more of the finished game. I don't know, but if you,
I'm looking forward to it. Like I don't, cool. I think I think I'm in the same boat. I don't think I'll get that much game time out of it, realistically. But I think it'll be fun for like the couple of hours that we play, playing it. Yeah, that's words. I'm good at words. But yeah, the work's a little bit insane for me at the moment. We got people on the sick that I'm covering for as well as doing my own job. So yeah, hopefully I'll get some streaming time in. And yeah, drop me a follow on Twitch. I'm also on Twitter, the Moist Noodle. I'm actually getting really good with Twitter, and I'm posting stuff on there every day now. And I retweet Madness when he says nice things about me. So, yeah.
CIG is left now. We can say nice things about Star Citizen.
Thank God for that. We can
thank God.
Have some fun now.
We can have fun.
That we hate it.
Best game, by the way. Best game in the world. Go out and buy 15 emerald gold horrible pukey thingy shit phoenixes. But actually they I can't even do it when I'm trying to be nice. It's just not possible.
That beautiful Treva soft mint green.
Go fly some more shit.
I can't do it. It's literally like throwing up in my mouth at the time. I just can't do it.
I was actually doing.
But Josh, he's done a fantastic job on the inside, dude. Seriously.
I was doing passenger missions on Elite Dangerous the other day, and then as I was flying this big passenger ship, I just thought to myself, oh, now I need to buy a Genesis Starliner, because that's the ugly duckling. Nobody cares about the Genesis Starliner. So I might be the one person in the verse that actually has one eventually.
Starliner, no, I think that'll get a lot more love again. We were talking
about
the podcast is meant to be finished. We're continuing.
I know.
It's meant to be finished. It's like, this is the extra show. This is the extra show.
Just pedal the metal, bro. Let's deploy let's deploy those wheel claws and let's just
power until next we'll still be here next Monday. Keep going.
Yeah, Miz, where are you going to be at? What are you doing?
So hopefully doing some Star Citizen, but I don't know whether I'll be streaming it because we've got some testing to do on Evocati. I'll be doing Paint, Prep and Roll Wednesday night, maybe, if Des is still here. Otherwise, I'll be learning Tabletop Simulator so that we can do D&D on there. And then on Fridays, the Stout and Sturdy show for D&D. If you haven't watched it, please come to my channel and do so. It's fun. It's a laugh. Even if you don't like D&D, you can watch us lot be idiots and things.
It's totally worth it for that.
And follow us on YouTube. We've got the podcast. This podcast will be going up on there tomorrow, or hopefully tomorrow. And all the other stuff goes up on the Asylum channel as well. So make sure you give us all a follow and ! Vulcan in chat to.
There's 5 people entered into that giveaway. Like I can't even give a Vulcan away.
I just realized. I just realized. Shirkles just ask a question. Shuckley asked a question because he fought me in his Vanguard today, and let's just say he didn't last particularly long. He's got new ships. He says, "Will you ever have a rematch?" I now have new ships, dude. We can have a rematch as much as you want. It's fine. Always around. If you come in and jump in and want to have a rematch, feel free. It's all good. I'm here.
I'm here for you.
I'm here just for you. So
I didn't mean exclamation mark Vulcan will enter you into the raffle. You got to click the link.
No.
Yeah.
You don't all have to put exclamation mark Vulcan.
Oh,
into
okay.
it.
Look at them all. Look at them all. It's fucking hilarious. Look at them all. They're like that. Like, hey, give me. And spam. No, you have to click the link, guys, and Gleam. It's not one of those. We'll eventually get to some more giveaways, on the spot giveaways, but that's not what we're about.
When people start liking us, we will.
Yeah, exactly. When we get more money.
I just want to be liked.
So, did you say about your paint prattling roll?
If Des is here, otherwise I might do a tabletop simulator, me prepping some D&D maps and stuff and going through that.
Cool. I can't wait. Honestly, guys, if you do like tabletop stuff, like definitely check it out this week because Miz has found like this awesome 3D tabletop thing, which I think is going to be a lot of fun on stream.
Oh yeah, I've seen streamers do the tabletop simulator. It's really fun.
It looks really good. Looks really good. Anything else?
And just you madness, let us know what you do.
So hopefully tomorrow, if I'm feeling a bit better, the throat's cleared up a bit, I'll be back on the bike again, doing an in real life stream,
Killing himself again.
Cycling through London, hopefully at rush hour. So if you like that and you want to watch the shenanigans of what it's like to actually kind of cycle and hear my heavy breathing for 45 minutes to an hour, definitely come check that out. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to fully interact with chat because I can only have to stop and read chat now and again. So yeah, but you can come and watch this. It's definitely worth it.
Someone did mention you could put text to speak. So that
I could hear when people are talking.
Yeah.
Or it would hear
when people type, it'll read it to you.
You'd have Cortana read
Set that up. Duke Slayer uses it on his stream.
Okay, I'll try it. I'll give it a try. Yeah, I think we'll have to look at it.
I'm going to troll you so bad.
Maybe not.
No, don't troll him because then he won't use it again. You just let him get into it a bit first.
If I don't do it, everybody else will.
Troll him afterwards. Let him get used to it.
Troll me afterwards. Be like, just literally take the headphones off as I'm cycling. So I'm going to be doing that hopefully this week. Most of the week I'll be doing IRLs. If I'm not doing IRLs, cycling, I will be streaming obviously Star Citizen as well. Depends on work. Yeah, I'll try and stream Star Citizen as much as I can. I've got to finish The Witcher. Somebody gave me an awesome. Chav gave me this great pendant, which I don't know if I showed off the other week, but
that's so cool.
From The Witcher. So we got that. So we got to finish The Witcher 3, and obviously Sea of Thieves. I guess will have to be something. And we've got Vermintide. The thing is, it's like there's just games are constantly coming out, and it's like. I didn't get that
in the end, Vermintide. I didn't get. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah,
I didn't get it. I didn't get it either. This person here got it for me underneath me. He's like, I'm bored, Madness. I need someone to play with. I was like, okay, fine. I'll come on. I don't know. I thought I had it. To be fair, I thought it was beta. It says beta is. It said closed beta, so I had already played in the beta, so I thought, well, it's okay. I'll be in the beta. I didn't realize closed beta meant that the actual beta was actually closed. Shit. So anyway, so I'll be streaming. You can check me out on that. What I would say is if you've enjoyed the content that we do here at the Asylum Gaming channel and stuff, and you want to contribute more than just turning up, which by the way is more than you ever have to do, but if you do want to contribute, we do have patronage, which would be fantastic. You can sub obviously to any one of myself and Miserable G's and Moist Weather's channels. That's great. Obviously sub to everybody here, but I mean basically,
we have some
content,
great shirts.
We have some great t-shirts, merchandise.
Sorry, that's awkward.
Yeah, we have some great t-shirts. We got some merch, Patreon, anything basically that you guys do financially to kind of like support us. Bits is cool. Like it really helps because it means that we can financially secure the show that we do for you guys for the year. That's ultimately, and then the more you do, the better stuff we can do, the better quality we can do it. So it's very much like we put the money back into the show. I do especially because we want to do better content. That's ultimately what it is. It doesn't, I'm not living getting in a fat yellow Ferrari or something.
Living the dream.
And living the dream.
Speak for yourself.
All goes back to the dream. Yeah, Moist clearly is. He's blue Lamborghini, convertible.
It's a Lamborghini.
Blue
Actually.
hair guy don't
That's
come
how
in,
he. That's how he gets the hair exactly like that. Just going back, it's literally drives to his desk with his Lambo.
Isn't it going through a car wash with the hood down? So it's like just like...
Yeah, no, exactly.
Rich
So
boys. I'll
rich,
give you
super
1
rich.
bit for each, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
super
go on,
amazing. Thank you so
I'll give
much.
you 3 bits.
So yeah,
The
really
longest
helpful. So
wrap-up ever.
thank you so much. Now we get to do a raid, which we now have to wait another 30 minutes of pulling funny faces. So let's
this
do.
is
Who should we
awkward.
raid?
Who's online?
Drones is online, isn't he? Drones is online. Have
That
we
man
raided
is
Drones
blowing
recently?
up. Raid him.
Yeah, raid myself. Yeah, exactly. That would be fucking
yourself.
hilarious. That would be hilarious.
All right.
Hang on. We've got Drones is the only one I know, unless somebody knows somebody else. I'd like to raid sometimes.
Parasol. He's
Lower
playing
people at the
the
It's this guy called Arbitrary Sketch. Is he English? Right at the bottom, he's got 1 viewer. Let's just see if he's. Hang on, we'll bring him up.
What's your name? Little bit madness.
He looks pretty intense. Hang on.
You got those cat ears on.
Somebody let's jump in. Hang on, let's. You can hear him. He's talking now.
What
let's
if
see
I
if
have a
he's-
20
let's see
minute
if-
advert every
he's
time I
got-
click something?
He's got cat. Yeah, he's got cat headphones on.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, dude. I'm not sure. Guy with cat headphones on.
Cat
Oh, come on,
headphones. Yeah, I
you-
don't know, but it's kind of sketch.
All right, it's 07 and let's see.
No,
if
I think he
let's see if
seems
he's reading chat.
okay.
He might be borrowing them from his missus. To be fair, shouldn't judge a man.
They're
based on
actually
his headphones.
speakers. Those headphones. Oh,
Yeah.
A little bit of madness.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
listening.
he's
Yeah,
getting
go on,
he's getting raided.
go on,
He's
mate.
getting raided.
Oh my
All right,
god.
he's getting raided.
Oh.
Is this a good thing? No.
Yeah, go for it. Raid him.
Yeah,
Raid him.
yeah. Fuck it. Right, raid
Yeah,
him.
go
Let's
for it,
see
go
how his
for it.
I
bot
gotta get-
responds to spam.
Okay, get your raids. Get your raid stuff doing. I think we have the option for a raid thing. You guys can copy. There you go. Copy
go.
that text. Get ready. Think I added you. Let's do it. I always love raiding the people with low numbers. See what happens. This should be fun. This should be fun.
It should be.
Thank you, everybody that's come. Have a great week. We will all see you in the verse and other people's streams all over the place. We love you guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Peace out.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Raid.
Bye. All right. Oh boy.
A little bit of madness is always salty. I see. Well,
Hey,
a little bit of madness. 26 viewers. Thank you very much. Wow. Welcome to everybody coming in from Little Bit of Madness. Oh my gosh. Oh, chat is suddenly
He looks like
blowing
he's
up.
starting to sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a bit.
Awesome.